following program is an exclusive Disruption Networks production.
Hey, it's Adeline Van Dyke from Coldwell Banker Faith Properties in Utica. I always get asked, why do I love real estate? It's very simple. I love my clients. I love every single thing about helping them find or sell their home. Making sure the home is solid and ready for sale, or solid and ready for the buyer's inspection, to making sure that they're getting the best rate on their mortgage, making sure they're getting the best price on their house. You know, just everything involved in the sale is vital. My absolute favorite part of real estate is when a buyer walks into the house they're going to buy. I can feel it before they even know they're loving the house. It's just that obvious. So I'd love to experience that feeling with you. So give me a call. Adeline Van Dyke, Coldwell Banker Faith Properties, 315-404-6431. Or you can find me on Facebook or visit my website at centralnewyork.com/Adeline. Thank you, and I look forward to welcoming you home.
When it's your hard-earned money on the line that you are investing into a home, it makes sense to choose a proven professional to assist you in making one of the biggest investments you may ever make. Josh's dedication of over 20 years to the home construction industry allows him to bring knowledge and experience to your doorstep. That means you can feel confident and comfortable with his service to you. Past clients love his attention to detail and thorough written reports. By allowing Priceless Inspections to help you make a well-informed decision concerning your property, you will find that a quality inspection is priceless. Follow Priceless Inspections on Facebook or call 315-525-8725.
Hi, this is attorney Nick Pasalacqua. The team of attorneys I have assembled at Pasalacqua & Associates has been carefully hand-picked to include the best trial attorneys in the particular areas of the law that we practice. Have you been charged with DWI or any other crime? Members of our team include former assistant district attorneys, now fighting to protect your rights 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Have you or someone you love been seriously injured in a motor vehicle accident? Members of the team at Pasalacqua & Associates include former insurance defense attorneys, now fighting to ensure that you get every penny you're entitled to. If you need legal help quick, don't waste your time or money calling anyone else. Remember, for legal help quick, you better call Nick and the team at Pasalacqua & Associates. 315-500-NICK or 315-500-6425 or visit cnytriallaw.com today.
In the Mohawk Valley, for the best real estate service, you gotta have faith. Coldwell Banker Faith Properties, 315-735-2222 or www.centralnyhomes.com.
Welcome to EC Radio Podcast. We would like to thank all of our sponsors for joining the Disruption team, and we hope that you'll support all of our sponsors. And of course, we appreciate you listening to this program. Attention listeners, EC Radio is not responsible for unwanted pregnancies, alcoholism, domestic situations, missing brain cells, amplified voices in your head, weakened bladders, bloodshot eyes, STDs, PTSDs, ADHD, HIV, ESPNs, CNNs, rapid head movements, and spontaneous human combustion.
Da-da-da-dee. Yeah, baby. Ha ha! Talking over the intro. I like it. DC Radio, everybody. Na-na-na-na-na-na. Banana-na. Na-na-na-na-na.
Say banana-na?
Na-na-na-nas. I am the na-na-na-na-na-na-na guy. It's me, Z. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Hope you're enjoying your Thursday. EC Radio live and direct on the all-new website, DisruptionNetwork.net. Check us out. Give us a like on Facebook. Hit us up on the Instagram and Twitter and all that social media, all those social media platforms. Subscribe to YouTube and iTunes, all that. We're all over the place. You can find us. Chicken in the house with us. How you doing, buddy?
What's going on, man?
How you doing? All right today?
Busy day.
Yeah, you're late as always.
I was on time.
Yeah. Well, it's everything good?
Yeah, good.
Busy day as well. Big show tonight over at the Stanley, the Daughtry show. So I'm running out of here, going to there in a little bit.
Nice.
So, but in the meantime, at about 4 o'clock, our buddy Mike Peak's going to join us, a little after 4 o'clock. Unfortunately, we were supposed to have Savannah come join us, but she fell ill and couldn't make it. So
gotcha.
she's rescheduling next week, unfortunately. So, but she'll be in next week. That'll be cool. We'll see the talents. But we got a lot to talk about anyways.
Yep.
There's a lot to talk about. We've got a great event that's happening tomorrow that we'll get into in a little bit. And then also we're talking about Tomato Pie Day and Barton Mud Fest.
It's coming up real fast.
A lot of stuff going on. But before we get into all that, I want to give some love and respect out to attorney Nick Pasalacqua. You know the slogan, if you need help quick, you better call Nick. 315-500-NICK. You can reach him on his cell phone. That's his cell phone. Like, you can call him up, and it's his personal line. And that's he's got 2 cell phones, one for the family.
Which is awesome because, like, I used to try to get in hold of my lawyer, and it's like, yeah, right.
Yeah, right. And this
Good
guy,
luck.
you could get a hold of him really quick. Nick's a good man. You can reach him on the World Wide Web at cnytriallaw.com. Also, much love to my great friend for many, many years, Josh Amodio, 315-525-8725. That's the number to Priceless Inspection. A good quality home inspection is priceless. Josh can do so much for you. He goes through your house. Like, it's a full day for him. When he goes through a house, he goes right through all the nooks and crannies, and he gets there on his knees. He goes up on the roof. He gets in the attic. He puts on his galoshes and goes into your basement. Whatever needs to be done, Josh gets it done. You can get a hold of him again, 315-525-8725, Priceless Inspection. Much love to you, Josh. Coldwell Banker Faith Properties. When it comes to buying a home in Mohawk Valley, you got to have faith. You got to have faith. R.I.P. to George Michael, too, by the way. 315-735-2222.
Wham, you got it.
For commercial and residential property, log on to centralnyhomes.com.
NY Homes.
And stop down to the showroom at Steve Ponte Volkswagen at 5046 Commercial Drive in Yorkville and see why it's easy to do business with Steve Ponte Volkswagen. StevePonteVolkswagen.net. I want to thank all the sponsors for spending their time with us and hanging out, and this is cool. So much love out to all of them.
Absolutely.
Much love out to all.
Hi, Ray.
Ray, what's happening? Happy Thursday. It's Thirsty Thursday. Busy Thursday.
Yep, got the D-line after this.
D-line happening after this. Talking some football. Today's opening day of baseball. Pretty excited. Yankees at about 3:30. So I'll be tuning into that as well. And we got to talk about our event tomorrow that's happening at the Mohawk Valley Winery, 706 Varick Street, the old stomping grounds.
Yep.
Remember, it used to be Donato's Bakery.
Yep. It's beautiful in there, though.
Man, I used to
That
miss
winery?
coming into the bar early in the afternoon and going to Donato's and getting a coffee and a donut and hanging out with Ramon. Ramon's a great man.
I don't think I ever remember it being open, honestly. Because every time I was down there, it was late.
It's nighttime right
Yeah.
there. It'd be closed. But Ramon's a great man. Ramon's eyes. Much love to that guy. He's a hardworking son of a bitch, man. That guy's a trooper. That's a soldier right there, I'll tell you. But now the Mohawk Valley Winery is in that location, and it's right next to Wakely's.
Yep.
So you could go hang out at Wakely's, and then Gridley's playing as well on Friday too, right? At Lucan's.
Yep.
There's a lot going on Varick Street this
I
Friday.
will not
so
be
tomorrow.
working, too.
And you're not working.
I am not working.
So it's going to be a wild one. 4 to 7, our shindig starts over at the Mohawk Valley Winery. We've got food and champagne. There's cheese plates and a lot of education on the iboga plant and plant medicine and what this wonder drug or wonder plant. It's not even. It's a drug, but it's from the ground. It's nature. You know, it's something.
It's not chemically
something from the heavens, if you will.
Yep. But it's real important. If you ever have a question or concern with this, you know, the people are right there on hand to talk to you. The people have been through it. So it's a great time to get anything answered you need right now.
It's a good point, Chicken. They will be on hand and answering all your questions on what they went through and the process they went through by taking iboga or ibogaine. So a lot of education that's going to be happening at the Mohawk Valley Winery. And I want to give big ups to our boy Eddie Alsheimer over at the Mohawk Valley Winery. And Mitra, can't forget about Mitra, my old friend and partner back in the day at the EC.
Bartender, too.
That's what I mean, partner. I meant to say partner. I'm bartender. One of those days, brother. One of those days. I had my last night at Griffin's last night. I want to thank everybody that popped out, man. We had a great night last night. A lot of fun. A lot of fun. Saw a lot of old friends. People just popping in for a drink and saying hello. A lot of in and out. But it's cool. You got like the Chesterfield crew to come out and hang out with us. All the waiters and waitresses, all the service people that were working last night after they closed up. They came down and seen
That's
me pretty
awesome.
much. It was cool, yeah.
And those are the best people to like wait on.
100%. It was great. It was great to see everybody, and I got a lot of love for the restaurant industry people in this area, because it's a hard job. You got to put up with a lot of shit.
And everybody knows that.
Yeah.
You know they put up a lot of shit at their job, so they don't want to give you shit at your job.
Right, and most of them work for tips because they don't make a good hourly wage at all. So they work for tips, and they know what it's like. They come down, and it spread the love. And it's always been that way, actually. I worked there for 5 years, and it was always the waiters from Swifties or Delmonico's or Babes or wherever would come down afterwards and come hang out and have a couple pops at Griffin's. And Griffin's is a great spot for that. So, and much love out to the Griffin's family for putting up with my shit for
It's one
5
of the
years.
only few like regular bars in downtown. You know, like
Yeah.
it's not also a restaurant or whatever.
Well, it is. They got food in there.
Well, yeah, but I wouldn't consider it a restaurant.
It's not
You
a
know what I mean?
restaurant.
It's bar food.
It's a lunch spot in the afternoon.
I mean,
They
people
do
want to go.
lunches.
You know what I mean, though. Like people want to go and like sit at a bar and like play pool and
And
darts
watch the game. Yeah, right. There's a pool table. There's darts. There's a couple TVs you can watch the game. And
You know, imagine if you're staying at the Radisson or something like that. You know, you could just. It's the place you're gonna walk over to and.
right. And I like it because it's adults.
Yeah.
And there's not really many kids. You don't have your 20-somethings in that bar. You barely have your 30-somethings in there. You know, it's usually 40 and above in there, or late 30s and above. It's an older audience is what I'm getting at.
Right.
So Griffin's is a great joint, and much love to the Griffin's family. Go out and support those guys because it's a great little joint. And now I can actually hang out there. You know, I always felt like when you work at a spot, you don't really want to hang out there. Now I can actually hang out there.
That happens to me a lot. Because all my friends they hang out at O'Donnell's. So like on my night off, they're like, "Oh, let's go to O'Donnell's." I'm like, "Dude, I don't want to sit here at the bar that I work because I can't relax for one because I'm always feeling like I'm working, and you know you're there all night. I want to go somewhere else. It's I might as well get paid if I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
You know.
Right. Yeah, so it's kind of weird to hang out at your spot that you're there every.
I
You're
don't
there
mind
every other weekend though,
Yeah,
right?
I don't mind going in and every Thursday.
And Thursdays.
So I don't mind going in, have a couple beers, and then on to someplace else. You know what I mean? Check in. Hey, how you doing? Spread the love. Go somewhere else.
Yeah. I like the downtown area starting to blow up a little bit. You know, a lot of people are doing some foot traffic because you got Bella Regina right there, Stanley, of course. When there's a show,
Swifties.
When there's a show, Griffin's and those places are busy. Ocean
Oh, I
Blue,
believe
it's
it.
all they're hopping. Even the bar at the Radisson or whatever the hell they want to be called now, they're busy too. You know,
Right. And they should be. I mean, like that's what they need down there is more of that kind
foot
of stuff.
traffic.
Absolutely.
And now that the college is down there, there's some action downtown. There could
now
be more, of course.
John Devereaux.
Yeah, the JDT, as they refer to it as. It'll always be the Dev to me. It was even the Dev before it was the Dev, you know?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like back in it's the Dev.
Right.
And look at this.
It's always going to be like you can't. It's like those people like you only know them by their nickname. Like all of a sudden you're like, I don't want to be called Z no more.
Yeah, I
you're-
tried.
Right. I tried to like not be like when I worked at K-Rock, they tried not having people call me Chicken,
Right.
and it did not work.
I tried a couple times. But listen, how long have we been on? 13 minutes right now we've been on? And how many places, establishments have we mentioned in the last 13 minutes that are some real gems in this area?
And they should bring us some drinks.
Yeah. And food, damn it. We want food for the rub. Food for the rub. I like it. But yeah, there's some great joints in this area, and Griffin's definitely being one of them. And I'm looking forward to actually going on the other side of the bar and hanging out. Jimmy Johnson's a great bartender. Big ups to Andrea, too. Andrea's my favorite coworker down there. The girl kicks ass. And
Yeah, I don't think I've met her.
she's awesome. She's awesome. She holds it down for me. She does what a bartender's supposed to do, like set up for the other bartenders.
Oh, really?
For-
They're
for
supposed to do
coming.
that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and she does it. Like, she gets the water all ready for me, and everything's all nice and cleaned up. She lets me know whose tabs are whose. Like, she's incredible. Like, that girl, I would hire in a second if I was to ever open up another bar, which I'm not, and don't get that rumor all started.
Uh-oh, you heard that here, folks.
Shut up. But I would hire her in a second. One split second. Absolutely. A lot of stuff going on, though. Not only do we got the big winery event tomorrow happening for our Abigail fundraiser, our documentary that we're putting together, but next week, Tomato Pie Day.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to
It's
be
going to be
insane.
a long, full day.
Yeah, it is going to be a long day. Tomato Pie Day over at the Park Rec Center.
What time does that begin?
It starts at noon. It's an early
Noon
day.
to 4, right?
Yeah, it's an early day. So Sumner's going to come in sometime next week and talk about it a little bit more.
Well, should we let them know we're going to throw tomato pies at them?
No.
Oh,
No, not at all. I don't think you should know. Excuse me. I don't think you should know that at all. I think it just should happen spontaneously.
Just all of a sudden, everyone just starts whipping tomato pies.
Every half hour, will ring like a bell or something, and then, that's when you know. When you hear the bell, we'll use his cowbell that he uses for the pub crawls, because he has this cowbell that he uses when it's time to go, and he just sits there and stands up on a table and does his Jay Sumner, time to go, and it's time to go. So maybe we'll use his cowbell, and then every time I do the cowbell, we'll throw pizza
start
at him.
whipping at him.
Yeah, we'll throw tomato pie at him. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
We'll make it a group effort. We'll have everybody do it.
He asked me the other day, he's like, hey, would you mind doing some announcements for me? I'm like, yes, because nobody wants to hear your voice. And he, oh, come on, man. No, I'm kidding.
Ray say, can we put a name on one of those pies? She goes, I'll throw down on some cash.
Put names on those pies, like sponsor a pie that you can throw at them. That's not a bad idea.
This is in the name of Ray.
Yeah. Right. It's like, when you fill out the hearts for...
Yeah. Or the shamrocks or the whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever.
Seems like everywhere you go.
You sign the back of the crust and throw it at them.
Dude, it's like everywhere you go. Would you like to donate $1 to the blah, 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 blah charity? And you're like, dude, I just did like 6 other places.
Right.
Like everywhere you go.
That would be funny, though. We'd start throwing shit at them.
That would be great.
Yeah, write your name on the back of it. I think that would be great. You write your name on the back of the crust. You make a donation.
Long distance dedication.
Yeah, you make a little donation in honor of maybe a loved one or whomever, your dog. Just write it and throw it.
Wow, who do you think would get more? Sumner or Tommy?
At Tomato Pie Day, Sumner. At Tomato Pie Day.
I think I think a lot of people would like to throw things at both.
I think actually, when it comes to throwing things at Tommy Drama, people want something that is a little more heavier with substance. Where not just you're throwing
like
a
bricks?
tomato pie. Yeah, like exactly, like bricks or something. Just tell me where to send the money. Make your checks payable to Anthony Donaldson, in care of Z. Oh, it's funny. That would be a good donation thing.
I think that'd be fun.
I hope to see a lot of you guys out at Tomato Pie Day. I think it's going to be a great time. Like last year, they ran out of tomato pie. They ran out of tomato pie by about 2 p.m., right?
Yeah.
It was early. People had to keep running back to their stores to get more because it ran.
2 p.m.
Nobody knew what to expect, and the place was jam-packed the whole time. Jam-packed.
They weren't counting on us fat people right here.
No.
I think we probably counted for like 6 pies ourselves.
Right. Masucci ate like 3 pies himself. He just stood there in the corner like a crackhead. We had a little competition going. We got our little competition going, too. I think we just see who can eat the most.
Oh, wow. There she is.
Damn.
The opening day.
Wow. I'm surprised you're not sitting in front of a TV right now.
I can see you guys.
You want to come down and see us? All right.
Mr. Khalib.
This is why we got to start
locking the door.
locking the doors. Thank you, Chip.
Right here.
This is
Here
why we
it
got to
is.
start locking the door. Caleb's in the house with us.
What's up, guys?
D-line Caleb.
D-line Caleb. And future champion of the EC Fantasy.
I
Fantasy
really
League,
don't
bro.
see that happen.
He's coming in swinging.
I know. I was looking at his lineup today, and you got Alex Claudio.
Yeah, I know, man. My fucking relievers are so bad. I was like thinking about that the other day. And then, and I also missed setting my lineup today, and Ian Happ hits the first home run of the season on the first pitch of the game. So that was a good time. So not really. So, but yeah, it's opening day.
It's opening day, man.
Mike, I know you're excited over there, bud. Come on.
He could care less. He's still in football mode.
Oh, absolutely.
He still thinks it's football season.
Although I am a little bit in the NBA mode right now.
All right.
Yeah, my Celtics, man. Just
Sorry
had a
about
huge
that.
win last night.
It's opening day, bro.
I don't care, man.
I love it, though. It's a lot of good matchups. I was watching the Cardinals and the Mets before.
Dude, it's 8-3 right now. I was just listening to it on the way over here. Yeah, the Mets are looking solid this year, man. They look
you
good.
think so?
They still
Because I
got a
think they
team?
got a lot of old names on there.
Mets are
Maybe
like
still
the
have a
Jets.
team.
You know what I mean? Like you forget they really exist.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. Because most Mets fans are Jets fans. If you've watched King of
Right.
Queens, you know that.
Exactly.
No, I think the Mets will be pretty good this year. I mean, if Harvey can come back as Harvey, and maybe you get something out of Wheeler, then I think it's going to depend on their pitching. And Steven Matz stays healthy, then I think they're good this year. But
Indeed. Actually, I got to go to Ray's asking if there's any kind of eating contest, and we're going to do an eating contest at Tomato Pie Day.
oh fuck yeah,
Yeah,
let's go.
but I want to do it. This is how I want to do it. I want to do it in how many you eat throughout the day instead of just shoveling food down your throat in like 5 minutes or so. I want people to actually hang out for the day, you know, and sample all the tomato pies
Sure.
and see how many you eat.
Who's the defending champ?
Who won last year?
Was it
Masucci?
was it
Was it
Napoli's?
Masucci? Well, I don't know. Masucci sat there and ate like a box after box after box. But there was Pete. Pete was in the contest. I want to say he ate like 60 pieces or something like that.
But here's the thing, though.
Colenza was in it too. He ate a shit ton of tomato
Which
pie
you wouldn't
well.
think.
But
Which you
here's-
wouldn't think if you looked at the guy.
Here's the thing, though. Like Masucci ate like a real, like a whole pie.
Yeah.
You know, which were like big cuts.
Right.
Whereas like when you go through the sample, they give you sample cuts.
They give you sample cuts.
So
Yeah.
there's got to be a way to differentiate. I mean, because if you ate 6
Well,
regular pieces to like, 10.
Well, we can't tell these people on how to cut their tomato pie.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm just saying though. Like, I mean, he ate like a full pie. You know, so
He
I
did
kinda,
sit there like, yeah, but I think if you add up all the other ones that, who knows? Like you said too, if they're all different cuts. Like Utica Bread has a real thick tomato pie,
They
which
do.
we had one here just the other day, and it was delicious. Big ups to Frank and Terry for dropping that off to us. But how do you cut that up? Because it's so thick. You know what I'm saying? How do you cut that up into little party sizes?
Yeah. Yeah.
they
Didn't Tim
did,
send us some down one time?
They
too?
Oh
did.
yeah,
did.
delicious.
His was unreal.
That's-
Unbelievable.
That's what we're talking about.
After the Thanksgiving show.
I
Yeah.
can't
Sent
remember
some down,
exactly
I
when it
think.
was,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it
you
was-
Unreal.
You dropped a couple out. Actually, it was for Mike DeVice was supposed to come on.
Oh right, yeah, we set all that party up
Device.
for him, and he ended up not coming in. But
Device.
what are you gonna do? Shit happens. Life gets in the way.
Well, at least we got to eat.
we got to eat really good that day, actually. Yeah, we fed the fat guys.
Yes, they did.
We fed the fat guys. So we're looking forward to Tomato Pie Day. It's gonna be a great time. Caleb, you're coming out to it, right?
Fuck yeah.
You gotta come out.
Fuck yeah, of course. I wouldn't miss it, man.
You
I
gotta
wouldn't
come
miss
out.
it. I heard it was an unreal time too last year. Like it was packed. Like they didn't expect the turnout, right?
Yeah,
That they had last year.
they
It
were
was-
kind of shocked.
It was wonderful.
It was a great time, though. I mean, it was for a first time out of the box. What a great event!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for people to run out and have to like hurry up and bring more.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Sometimes you don't know how it'll go. Sometimes you know,
And
but that took off.
Here's the kicker
know?
too. It's only $5.
That's it,
You
right.
can buy a ticket right now for $3.
Wait, they're actually giving a discount?
Right.
Why not just get them for the $5 and see?
Well, $3 tickets pre-sale.
Oh, man,
and then
that's unreal.
At the door is only gonna be $5, and you can eat how many pieces of tomato pie? I want to say Pete ate like 60 pieces of tomato pie.
But what's cool too is they do have other things as well. You know, they had somebody else was selling rice balls,
Right.
You know, pepper. You know, like all different kinds of things.
Sure.
Mixing it up a little bit. And you know the other thing is, these vendors are going to be prepared this year. They know what to expect.
Oh,
They know
yeah.
there's going to be a good crowd, so they're going to have a big inventory. And we're going to eat a lot of tomato pie next Saturday.
Now, where is it again?
It's at the rec center.
It's at the Rec Center.
At the
That's what I thought
Parkway.
so.
Parkway
Yeah.
Rec Center, Ski Hill, if
Ski
you will.
Chalet,
I can
Val
roll over
by
from my
Ellis.
house. I can roll over from my house.
You
It's
should.
like I'm like a minute walk from there probably.
Are
so, yeah, I'm in. I'll definitely be there. I forgot where I wasn't sure on the location of where they were gonna have it or not.
You're
so,
going to
yeah.
be crawling home from there.
Yeah, exactly.
Shoveling tomato pie down your throat like it's your job. It's going to be a lot of fun.
We should have. You should set an eating contest. So that'd be good.
Well, that's
That'd
what
be
it is.
fucking
Throughout the
fun.
day, we'd have to go on the honor system, of course. But what
Yeah.
they did last year is they wore white T-shirts and they just like made a mark on how many they made. Remember last year?
Or it's like
Not much.
Remember that guy at the party like when you were younger that like would like tape all his beer cans together. You should have to keep all your
Oh.
napkins from him in your plates, and that's how you'll keep count.
Get a mark from which one you
Yeah, but you can have multiple slices on one plate though. And
we
on
should
one
make like a
napkin.
scorecard or something.
We should make a scorecard, but you know, we'd have to get on that right now because there's also a competition amongst the whole tomato pie thing too.
Yeah.
Who has the best?
Yeah, that's
So
who
they give
won
you-
that last year.
Roma's won.
Roma's,
last year.
yeah.
And they have a scorecard, and you can pick, first, second, and third.
And we're gonna be doing interviews just like we did last year, bringing the vendors up and talk to them and
Sure.
see what their chances are. And it was fun though, because we got to pick people out of the crowd, that we got to see. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, we saw a lot of old friends, and the minions were there.
I don't want you guys to go out on a limb here and back yourselves into a corner, but give me a couple of your favorites. Give me a couple of your favorite tomato pies.
Oh, mine would be Utica Bread, Danielle's.
Yeah, everybody says Danielle's, and I've never had
I
it.
love Danielle's and Roma's, but they're all three are like really different styles.
Yeah.
But they're all very, very good. And they're all good.
Utica bread blew me away, Mike, with how thick it was.
Yeah.
It
With
was
the crust
thick.
and
It
but
was
it's got
so good,
like
though.
a sweet dough to it. It's like it was delicious.
It's like soft and crunchy at the same time. It's like,
delicious.
Yeah.
And
So
I agree with chicken.
those
Say
are your
that-
those
that's
are your those are
pretty
your early
much-
favorites.
And they're all 3 different styles.
And there's no knock. I like Napoli's as well. You
Right.
gotta
Sure.
love Salvatore's,
Yeah.
and there's another one that I'm missing out there. Holland
Tony's
Farms
was out there.
Holland Farms, Tony's. So there's definitely multiple tomato pies out there. Oliveri's. There's some good stuff out there. There really is. I like how everybody has their own twist on them. All these bakeries, all these pizzerias, all have their own little twist.
Sure, yeah, and Hardman put it perfect too when he said it. He's like, "This is not going to be your grandpa's tomato pie" when he told us about it. So I remember that. So it was good. That was good shit.
Absolutely excellent. Next Saturday, come on out. That's going to be a good time.
Saturday.
Yeah, he's got a whole bunch of activities going on as well. There's a lot of vendors, and I'm sure Angela's going to be there from BB Designs. And speaking of her, we've got Flower Fest coming up. I've been talking to her about Flower Fest, trying to book a band for that. So we'll have a lot of details on that coming up, and that's in May. Kip, what up, man? He's saying Venice. Venice has got the best tomato pie.
Venice,
I don't think I've ever had tomato pie from Venice. Have you?
You know, I don't think I have. You know what? Like with Venice, their other food is so good. Like their dishes, their like meals are so good that I eat there all the time, but I never eat their pizza, wings, or tomato pie or anything like that.
They added the bar on over there, right?
Yes, I have not been in there.
That's
yet.
they did a nice job with that bar too.
Did they? Have you been in there?
Yeah, go have some tomato pie and go to their bar. So it's a
No, they
nice time over
expanded.
there.
Like they got great riggies
Yeah.
and like, oh my God, their subs are huge.
They've been a staple in this community for years.
Their steak sub, man, is ooh boy.
Oh, right.
Ooh boy.
Venice.
Oh man.
Thanks for the reminder of Venice. See, look how many awesome places there are to eat around here. No wonder why there's an obesity problem in this town.
Why do you think Tommy Lamont got 14,000 people on his Utica restaurant review page? You know what I mean? Like we all love to eat around here. So there's so much good food around here. So
Really is. We can just throw a stone at an incredible restaurant or eatery.
And there's certain things like that I only like. That's why I'm going to these restaurants. You know, like I'll go to Venice for their riggies or their mushroom stew, and I'll go to like Rio Grande for their, you know, chicken breast burrito.
I like their chimichangas at Rio Grande.
Chimichangas,
That's where I go for my chimichanga.
yeah, you can't. I mean, you can't really go wrong. But I know what you're saying. Like you go somewhere and you're like, oh, like this is always my option here. Like I can't go somewhere else right now. Like I don't want to go another food direction here because I know this is going to be so good. Even though the other food's going to be good.
Right.
Yeah.
But you go there for that.
Yeah,
item,
exactly,
You know, like, oh,
yeah.
I need that burrito, so you go there.
Yeah. Like you walk into Rio Grande and you're like, oh, tacos sound pretty good today, and then you see the burrito and you're like, nah, the burrito's good. the burrito will do. The burrito will do.
Yep.
Yeah, so many great food. What about, you guys into Lebanese food at all?
I do. Like,
Yeah.
Karam's.
Karam's
over there in
is your
Mills
spot?
is great, man.
See, I actually went to Grapevine for lunch today with my
Grapevine
dad.
is another great
So,
one.
Great
Yeah.
spot. Mine is Zena's over on Varick
Zena's
Street.
is great,
Love
too.
that place.
I think we covered all three right there. The best. The
And
top three.
And in the Phoenician.
Well, Phoenician, you can't forget Simeon's too.
Oh,
Well,
Simeon's,
that's more,
yeah.
more Greek
Yeah.
though, but
Yeah.
still, it's still on the same vein. You know.
But I don't know, like something about when you go to Karam's, their hummus.
Yeah.
is amazing.
Yeah, it is. It is. And it's actually funny that Kip just mentioned the VP too. I always get I always want to go to the VP and I always want to go to Karam's, but like I always seem to go somewhere else. Like I'm like going in that direction. And I'm like, my car takes me to like where it knows, you know. So like I've gone to Karam's like once or twice, but like the VP is the other one too. It's like, oh, I've always heard the burger's really good at the VP, and then like I'm like, I'll go get the burger at the Harp or something like that, you know, or like I'll go to eat. Oh wow, like they put up a nice like I saw you guys had the Dev on yesterday, the Dev crew on yesterday. I'll like, be like, wow, man, that sausage that sausage looks really good. Wow, that's what I just said. Holy fuck! But
Yes,
and I'll
you did.
in my car I'll like
Clip
go a
that
different
one.
direction. So
Well, you get your
but-
favorites, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm the same way too, and I like every once in a while I like to break my rut and like have like go somewhere new and try something else. But I'll tell you, when you go to Zena's, you feel like you're going to your grandmother's house.
Dude, I know.
Indeed.
You know what I mean? They come over and they
Indeed.
give you a little coffee, like, and that stuff is like mud. I love
The
it.
coffee, yeah, makes the hairs on your arms stand up when he gives you that coffee.
Yeah.
Like, woo! It's a little zinger, you know.
Well, that's exactly it too. They treat you like I was there the other day, a few weeks ago, and I was gonna get I was like unsure if I wanted the egg. I love the eggplant fries. That's like one of my things. Like I love
That's
it
your
from
thing?
any place there. And he's like, and I'm like, I don't know if I want. And the kid, the son of the owners there, like talks me into. He's like, I've seen you eat like 2 gyros. I'm like, man, we don't talk about that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I ate 2 gyros. So, but yeah, it is. You're right. You're absolutely right. It's like a family run restaurant. It's a good thing about Utica, man. Everybody, you go into these restaurants and they make you feel at home. So
I want to talk on what Kip's talking about right now. He's talking about how he took his boss to a couple places around town. Where, if one of your out-of-town friends are coming in town, where's the first place you're taking them to eat?
man,
I go to Giorgio's.
It's your call. It's your call. Where are you taking them to eat?
I go to Giorgio's.
Giorgio's is a good option, man.
Because
Yeah.
it's like good Italian food, and it's like not that expensive, but it feels like you're eating like expensive food.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
That's what
Good
you know.
spot.
You know
Great
what?
spot.
You know what, Z2, and I think you'll find this too, especially when you, and congratulations on your retirement, by the way, from Griffin's.
My jersey's hanging in the bartending Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
He's
yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
like Brett Favre. He's gonna come out of retirement like 6 times.
We all do it. Hey,
Yeah.
we all do it. Bobby wrote me and down for a shift down at Dick Smith's a couple nights, so we all do it. Z. All
Show
right?
me the money.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? I mean, you honestly, you know it just as well as I do. The people that come into the bar and they say, "Oh, I'm staying down on Hotel Row on North Genesee Street," and they're like, "Oh, well, like we went to Babes, or we went to Delmonico's," and I'm like, "All right, here's the options. Here's where else we're going while you're in town." So Giorgio's is always up there, and I try to send them. It's tough, but you know where I try to send people to is Politary Joe's.
Yeah, but
It's-
you got to send them on
It's
Tuesday
a
or
certain
Saturday.
day. You
Yeah,
know what I
Tuesday,
mean? Like
I
Saturday.
haven't
that's
been
what
there
it
in
is.
years, man.
And you know where my other
That's an experience.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man.
When you go to Politary Joe's, you don't get anything like that anywhere else, I don't think.
And you always have to drop the butter line too. Let
Yeah.
them know. Don't ask for the butter. Don't ask for butter.
No, I
Ask
tell them
for-
to ask for butter.
Yeah.
Make sure you ask for the butter.
It's really good.
But like
That's
I
been a
like
thing forever.
like Banu is a place I suggest to a
Boom.
lot of people,
Hidden gem, forget about it.
especially if you want to
sometimes.
come in and get like a sandwich and
Yeah,
you know,
right. That's a great sandwich
great
joint.
place.
You know where I sent a lot of people to was Mellows.
I always go to
Oh,
Mellows.
right.
Yeah,
Those are my
I always
boys
think
down there.
about it. Yeah, man. There was a bunch of guys that were staying on Genesee Street right there, and
Yeah.
I was like, you know what, go to Mellows for
Right.
lunch. It's quick, it's easy, and it's good. And I always warn them, don't get the large. Like you might think you want a large, but unless you're eating for two, don't get the large.
It's like
So-
Venice as well, man. You get a large sub there,
Yeah.
it's like huge. It's 2 meals easy.
Yeah.
But Rio Grande is another spot I like to. It depends on what they're into. Like what kind
Sure.
of.
Right, but I'm saying it's your decision. So they were like, I'll eat anything because
Real-
I'll eat anything. If I'm going to a strange town and my buddy wants
Sure.
to take me out to eat, I'll eat anything. I don't
Rio
care.
Grande
But
is definitely up there.
It's a lot easier for me to tell you the things I won't eat than you
Yeah.
know.
Right.
You know where else I found too, being a Holland Patton boy. So like when I grew up, like we never were just like always the family that went to Utica to do things. We would also go to Rome because my parents are from Rome. I'll tell you, hidden gem is the Franklin, man.
That explains
Oh,
a
I
lot
love
right
the
there.
Franklin.
Yeah,
I live in the
exactly.
Risky.
Yeah,
I live-
country boy.
I live in Oriskany, so
Yeah.
half and half.
Mm-hmm.
And also Teddy's. Teddy's in Rome.
Teddy's is very
And
good.
they
that
always
place.
win the Riggy competition.
They do. Yeah, it's like
every year Teddy's is
relentlessly.
winning.
Both
that.
those places are excellent in Rome.
Yeah. The one at the Stanley.
Charlie's, Collier Charlie's
We
is another
had
good place.
Colliard Charlie's. We had this Riggy competition at the Stanley this year. Bella Regina won.
yeah.
So they pounded out. I didn't get a chance to sample them because they ran out pretty quick too. Because everybody was like flocking to them.
Yeah.
But then you got your whole chicken Riggies thing. Now
I'll tell you, for Riggies, Venice has really good Riggies.
Do
They
they?
got that cream sauce, that like the pink cream sauce.
Yeah.
It's really good.
It just pains me, and I think it pains you guys too. And I think this goes without saying. It's just it sucks so bad when somebody does come to town and you're like, maybe they get a meal before you see them, and they're like, oh, where'd you eat? And they're like, oh, we went to Outback,
Yeah.
or we went to Applebee's, and I'm like, bro, like you came to Utica, like this is one of our biggest
Or
sells.
we went up to the Olive Garden.
Yeah, exactly. Like we could give you. You should have stopped here first.
Oh, we just grabbed some Domino's or pizza. I'm like, that just bugs me out.
they always get
Whenever
some.
someone's like, oh, you want?
Smash at you, boy. Smash at you, boy.
This man, your boy. I haven't dropped one of those in a while.
yeah.
But like, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
Why would you go to a chain restaurant when we have all these gems
Especially a chain
on
pizza
every other
place.
corner?
Yeah.
Especially a chain pizza place. I mean, come on. Kip is saying Franklin desserts are the shit.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I've never had the
Oh,
desserts.
Mike, you got to get down there. Oh, just make sure you have cash, though, no card.
And today's
Franklin's old school.
Ray is saying today's National Mom and Pop Shop Day.
Ooh.
That's a good
Oh,
one.
wow, perfect.
wow.
That's
yeah.
a good one to celebrate today. Go out and support your mom and pop shops.
And when I lived in Florida, I lived in Cocoa Beach, and one of the things that really, really bothered me was everything was a chain restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming from here, where you have your awesome like mom and pop.
Strip mall after strip
I mean,
mall.
we got like fish markets, that are family owned. Like Kasuth and Waitstown Fish Market and any of these things.
Panowitz.
Panowitz,
Yeah.
what I mean, like
Dude.
like hometown mom and pop stores, and those are where you get the best food, man. They really take care of you.
You can even grocery shop on that level. Shenantries. Shenantries is local too. You know, I mean, you could even go that route. So
And get your picture taken with the Pope. How many pictures on Facebook have you seen of people taken with the Pope from Shenantries? I've seen so many selfies with the Pope.
It's either that, Z. It's either the Pope or it's the Ocean Blue women's bathroom.
The Ocean Blue.
The Ocean Blue women's bathroom is up there too.
You got to give it up to Ocean Blue for making the words "you look great" backwards.
Exactly.
So when you do the selfie, it pops up.
The casino bath or the lava bathroom gets a lot of photos too.
Yeah. And
they
so
should start charging.
The bathroom at the gig too, because you're pissing in those lip urinals. You're pissing in Mick Jagger's mouth.
So I wasn't imagining that.
No.
Oh, I thought I was getting a blowjob.
No, you weren't.
From Mick Jagger.
And if you thought you were getting a blowjob, you should probably get yourself checked out.
Oh,
you don't put your shit in there. That's another most photographed bathroom ever.
Yeah.
Too, but the Ocean Blue bathroom, that's a good call because and kudos up to Francis for putting that.
Man.
It's backwards. It says you look great, like when you walk in there. But when you put the selfie on
above the door, the way
door.
the way the mirror is set up to the door, it says above the door. It's written backwards. Is you look great.
Genius,
so,
genius. It is.
You'll see like 7 or 8 girls piled into these pictures, like in the bathroom. Like wow, y'all went to and I think they plan their bathroom trips around it, dude.
It's
I'm
so
not kidding.
Though. Like why the bathroom? Like why the bathroom?
Because you look great.
Yeah.
Because you look great is over their head. It's like
it's that in the car seat, like with the seatbelt over them. Like why are those like the most picture taken? Like
I don't know, but I'll tell you on my news feed, at least I see probably about 5 or 6 a day of girls in the Ocean Blue bathroom. Like 5. That's probably the average, and it's great. That's
and it's fucking unreal publicity because they'll tag Ocean Blue in it. It's great.
It's genius. And there's another great restaurant too, Ocean Blue.
Man.
We didn't even
I
really
still have not been in there yet.
And I'll tell you, man,
I'm working there now, boys.
The summertime's rolling around. I'll be out on that deck this year,
dude. I'm telling you too. To get the plug in here too, it's unreal happy hour there, man. $2 UC bottles from 4 to 7, and $2 Narragansett drafts, and the appetizers that are reduced. It's really good, man. It's a really good time. They've done a nice job, and I'm excited to be be working there now, man.
That's
the people are cool there too,
great
and
spot.
It's relaxed, but there's a standard. You know, it's a relaxed restaurant where you have the ability to interact with your table, but there, Francis also does keep that high standard. So it's a good time.
And he's also progressive because collecting cryptocurrency over there as well. So
dude, and he's constantly he from what I understand too, from what a lot of people have told me, he's constantly always going to different places, and he pulls little things from all these other restaurants, which is what you have to do. You can see a lot of business owners that get stuck in their way that just say, hey, this is the way I want to do it, and this is the only way it's going to work. We know a lot of those business owners that do that. So, but he does it. So.
Right on. So we got a couple comments out there. Kip's saying every time he goes to Panowitz, he's got to get the mushroom stew.
Kip took me to.
I gotta check that mushroom stew.
Having my first burger at Uncle's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's like, you got to try these burgers. Yeah. Boom. Uncle's knows how to make a burger.
I've heard
That's
that rumor.
The spot.
Heard that rumor.
And Ray's cracking me up over here because she's saying girls spend so much time in the bathroom because they're talking about their men.
Nah, they're taking a shit. That's when they get it out.
That seafood goes through you quick.
Right. Right. But it is the most photographed bathroom in all of upstate New York. I'm calling it upstate New York.
I'm putting that on there too.
Yeah, I would put it right up there.
We gotta get some D stickers.
We should take a poll.
We
should take a poll.
Yeah.
The other day we posted a video, and it was taken in a local establishment. We're not going to mention where.
Oh, Jesus.
But there was a girl that was having a hard time. We talked about this on Tuesday. We posted it up on our social media yesterday. I'll post it up again in a little bit.
They can't flag us now.
They can't. Yeah, right. We put a little smiley face over the genitalia.
Okay. All right. Good.
And she was freaking out. The girl was having maybe a Molly attack, or maybe she was on meth, or who knows what she was on.
A little bath salt here and there.
Bath salt. Who knows?
Hey. Teach their own.
So she had no pants on, but she had like a tank top on, and she was worried about her cigarettes. And the cops are trying to put clothes on her, and she's like, "Don't you dare put clothes on me!
Get my cigarettes!
Don't you do anything with my cigarettes!"
Did this occur on a certain holiday?
Just a couple days ago.
It was like a Tuesday.
Oh. I was trying to think of who was St. Patty's Day, to be honest.
It was bottomless cans and clams night.
And she was having a hard time, and she's telling the cops as they're arresting her, like, she's going, I already have my jail shoes on and my bracelet. So she was well prepared
You gotta
to take
watch
that
the
trip to
video.
OCJ. That's for damn sure.
Dude, that thing's got to go viral.
Please share it.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
That's what I'm getting to. Please share it. It's over on our YouTube page. It is pretty comical.
Oh, man. That is too good. That is too good. Holy
and
fuck.
we can't mention where it was at, but
No, but
We would
that's
want to do
funny.
that to them.
yeah.
Unless we didn't like them. Unless it was like Olive Garden. That won't mention.
If it was Olive Garden, I would have said it by now. Right? Or any of those chain restaurants. Applebee's, Olive Garden,
Oh, man.
even Zeb's. I don't know.
I wonder where she put her keys.
That's a good question, actually. I don't think she
Do you think she
owned
had a
keys.
car?
I don't even think she owned keys. I don't know. But
Did she walk? I wonder if she like walked in that way, or if she was there and decided to
Dude, that's unreal.
take it off then.
I don't know, but that bath salt's a crazy drug, isn't it?
Yeah, but
I just don't understand why they frisked her.
There's
I'm kidding.
But
They
she,
call-
I already have my jail shoes on and everything.
They
So
call him the
you
rookie
guys got to
cop.
watch this video out there. It
Oh
is
my
really,
God.
really comical. You can find it on Disruption Network and also on our YouTube page, and it's probably on our website as well. So,
Yeah, we gotta send that to Tosh.
yeah, that needs to go somewhere.
Yeah.
In a
Oh
bar
man, he
stool
would
or
have a
some
day with that.
Oh, yeah, he would.
He would have a field day with that. He did such a good job with the guy from Forever Leather that
Yeah,
it was
that was
like, man,
hysterical.
that was a great show. That was
Hysterical.
great.
Hysterical.
He never disappoints. I'll tell you that.
No.
Charlie C actually was really funny on there. Like he. it
Well,
was
he's
great.
He's so dry.
funny. He's a
so
funny
his
guy.
humor's so dry that I love it, man. Like it's just like he could sell any line like without like he'll keep a straight face. He'll say the funniest thing you've ever heard, and he'll just be like,
Mm-hmm.
and
Like
I'm
you don't know if like he knows he's funny or not.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Or that's just him. Like, could you bet? Like, I feel I don't know if he's married or not. I don't know much about Tosh, but like, think about his like wife, like on a daily situation. Like, he's probably being a sarcastic prick, and she's like taking it as serious, or like maybe she knows him by now enough to like
I
know.
have that
you
problem.
know? Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of Sam the bouncer.
Yeah.
Asshole Sam.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like he's
that's
being an
funny.
asshole right to your face, and are you breaking my balls?
Yeah.
Or are you being a dick?
He's just really
a
good.
little bit of both.
Yeah.
He's a nice dick.
Thanks.
That's a good way to describe Sam. He's a nice dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When your nickname is Asshole Sam.
Right, it is. It's all about giving a nice no. That's,
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's how
He
you
doesn't
gotta
give a
deliver.
nice no.
No.
He gives like a dick yes.
There's a lot. See, we just mentioned more gems in this town. Charlie Sealing and Sam. What a dichotomy right there.
Yeah. Exactly.
Crazy.
Oh man. And then if you want to go see an even crazier person while you're down seeing Charlie, go see Bobby Roth at Vitulo's.
Oh, we love. He's been
I
on
love
the,
Bobby,
He's been
man.
on this show before.
He's
Bob's a great guy. He should come back. Actually, we got to get him in
He
there.
was a lot of fun, man. Like
Mhm.
at first I'm like,
dude, he's so funny, man. My girlfriend, her parents are best friends with the Roths, and so I see him quite a bit. And dude, guy could just talk and just is so funny when he's doing it too. I'm like, you gotta like we were talking about, and he can hang with sports too. That's the other thing. Z, I mean,
right.
you know,
Yeah, he's a coach. He's an old basketball
yeah,
coach.
and even baseball too. Like I'll stop in the store down there at Vitulo's and he'll just start talking to me about baseball, and I'm like, this is nice because it's somebody that can hang and have this conversation.
He's
You know,
a
it's hard
great
to
guy.
find those people.
He was great when
and
he
he's
came
such
in.
a classy guy.
Yeah, man. He came in here, and I felt like he was like a member of the Rat Pack or something. You know, I was like, this guy can hang out anytime he wants. But yeah,
Yeah.
we got to get him back on.
He was
Let's
a great
get him
guy,
back
too.
on. Absolutely. Bob Roth, another gem
Yeah.
in Utica.
Oh, definitely. He never gets old. I'll tell you that, man.
I do got to mention coming up around 4 o'clock, Mike Peake's going to be joining us from the band Soundbarrier. And also he's going to be talking about
The other guys too.
the other guys. Good call. We're going to actually make fun of Rocky a little bit. I think it would be a good time to make fun of Rocky.
I wish we had the
I wanna-
videotape.
I want to know if Rocky ever like suplexed Mike. I'm sure like maybe they put him in like a wrestling hold or something like that. I'm sure. Who knows what goes on in Soundbarrier practice. But anyways, I'm just breaking balls.
Now, is
And
Soundbarrier
also We Need a Hero Con is this weekend.
Yes.
So that's happening at the Children's Museum.
Oh, really?
where
They
they're
did
gonna
it last year,
do-
too.
They
I
did
heard
it
it was a big
last year,
success.
and Mike will be in here to tell us more about it. And they've got, B-rated celebrities coming in, and it's gonna be cool.
Sure.
Cosplaying
Do they get any
contests and
D-rated
stuff like
celebrities?
that. No.
Are you in it, Z,
Only
or-
you, chicken.
I'll
Only
be their
you.
D-rated celebrity.
So We Need a Hero Con. If you're into that, the Comic Con, it's Utica's Comic Con is pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
And it's a cool thing that they're getting started.
Yeah,
here.
absolutely. And they're all over the world, so why can't we have it here?
Right.
Yeah.
They have
Exactly.
And
That's
they're
a-
huge. Everybody likes to get dressed up and stuff. I told Mike to come dressed as Han Solo.
And it's a great time to do it this time of year when there's not a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people don't want to be outside, and you know, look at it. It's raining and crappy, but you go to Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Sure.
We need a HeroCon.
And it's cool they're utilizing the Children's Museum because
Absolutely,
they never
yeah.
do.
Well, it's gonna. It seems like a lot of these events we've got coming right now is going to be a good kickoff to the summer, man. This is going to be an unreal summer.
Oh, it's going to be nuts.
Dude, there's so much stuff. I mean, it's just concerts and you guys hit it a lot yesterday. I don't want to touch too much base on it, but you hit a lot with Heichel and Jordan the other day. I mean, there's just so much going on out there that.
It's like, how do you plan for it?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's you can literally, you know, and that's the thing. And I've heard both of you guys say it on the air too, and it's something that I want to, you know, third and probably fourth and fifth, you know, on it. But there's so many people around here that always say there's nothing to do. No, there's nothing to do. There's always something to do in this town. Okay, well, maybe some nights you got to take like a Tuesday night off or something like that. But like
Sunday night shuts down.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Monday
Like
too. God, you can't find a restaurant open in this town on a Monday at all.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that.
I don't know.
Guys
I
are- you guys
want to
are-
open up a restaurant, just be open on Mondays.
Just call it Mondays.
Just go Mondays. Go ahead, continue.
You ever, you know, I mean, you go out on a Sunday night. Yeah, the city's quiet. You know what I mean? But that's kind of the way it's been. But you know, you get in the summertime, and you could find something to do in this city or the surrounding areas every single day if you wanted to.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a fact of life.
You know,
And
I mean,
even when there's nothing to do,
yeah.
like that somebody didn't plan it for you, there's so much other stuff. I mean, there's hiking trails
Sure.
and camping places, and you know, there's Chain of
Beaches
Forest is
and-
right up the road.
Yeah.
And there's and you know,
The
too, Mike,
zoo.
like you said, even if and that's the other thing about this area too now, and we're going toward this route in this area is if you have an idea, somebody else will go with you on it.
Mm-hmm.
There's very few people around here that'll be like, you know, you'll have some of your people that'll be like, that's fucking stupid. Okay, well then don't come. All right, well we've got other people that really want to do this.
Right.
You know, like I'm sure there's people with this HeroCon thing. That's a great idea and an awesome idea because there's a lot of people around here that like that type of stuff. They were probably, oh, that's stupid. Okay, well, you know what? Go do something else then.
Well, I
You know,
remember when
like-
the music fest was just coming about, and I helped, you know, volunteer and sell, you know, merchandise and stuff. And I used to hear from people, "What the hell is this crap? Oh, this is stupid. This is that. Blah blah blah." And then once they understood, and you know, you and Joe kind of like pushed forward and still did it, and then people got it and they understood what was
Yeah.
going on. And then by the 2 or 3 years later, everybody's looking forward to it. And then when it's gone, they're like, "Oh, what the hell? What happened to the music fest?"
Yeah.
But it's like
Don't
embrace
know
it
what you
from-
got till it's gone. type
right.
of thing.
Embrace it from the beginning,
Exactly.
folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and look at Gina. We got to give big ups to our
Oh,
girl
yeah.
Gina Scampone for bringing back the good old summertime vibe.
Yep.
And she's has Summerfest coming
Yeah.
up in June. So
And I
it's
love
like,
that she's bringing what people remember,
Mhm.
but she's putting her own little twist to it.
as she does.
I was talking to one of my best friends. His mom's she runs the Whitesboro Library. Okay, and she's very involved in a lot of things in the community and stuff like that. And she told me, and I don't know, you know, being the young guy that I am, I guess, she told me that they used to shut down Lower Genesee Street down by like where Ocean Blue, the landmark building
Yeah.
in that area, and have huge concerts there. Like she said, those were an awesome time. You know what I mean? And she's like, that would be so cool if that were to come back. You know what I mean? Or something along those lines. And I'm like, well, yeah, it's that. But there's ideas. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like
And-
it's.
And now you got Levitt Park.
Z
doing
put it
stuff over there.
perfectly. Z put it perfectly. Once you don't have it, once it's gone, and you don't have it anymore, then people start to bitch and they start to complain. So enjoy the things. Enjoy the things that are out there. Go to Tomato Pie Fest. You know? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, when these things come, support them. And I mean, like you said, like there's so much going on that I have to find out what I need, what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, exactly.
But people
You have
got to get out
schedule
and do
yourself
it, though.
out.
Nobody's going to come to your house, grab you by the hand, and
Sure.
drag you out someplace.
Yeah.
Step out of your comfort zone and try something new. And, I mean, like you said, like Levitt Park is on, what, Mondays they do that, the concert series?
Colin Kaepernick Park.
Colin Kaepernick Park.
I can't remember the name of it. Whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
The concert series there.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Levitt concert series, right?
Yes.
It's
something-
the Levitt concert series, but it's not Levitt Park.
oh, sorry. My bad.
It's Colin Kaepernick Park.
But that's an area that, like, gets ignored a lot.
Google that.
You know what I mean? Up in the Oneida Circle now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that area, like, they don't get a lot of love. They don't get a lot of attention down there. And I
They're
think that's
gonna.
awesome that they bring that in with the Flower Fest. And
Yeah.
Sure.
it's great. And it's cool that, like you were saying, like, if you got an idea, run with it, man. Like,
Yeah.
let's do it. There's so much. I feel like of our generation that just got sick of waiting for other people to plan things out.
Yeah.
That we got ideas and we're running with it. I mean, you know, we need a HeroCon is coming up. You know,
Mhm.
got Angela at BB Designs always doing some kind of
Sure.
event. So I just love that that energy's there, that people are actually creating stuff.
Yeah.
There is, making Utica great again, folks.
We won't use that fucking slogan,
No,
but
I'm kidding.
fuck that guy. But yeah, I mean, me personally, I mean, I remember, and now that I'm not going to be, I don't have to be on Varick Street for that night anymore working, I used to look forward to Saranac Thursday.
We'll
before
hang
I got
out.
down there. Exactly. Yeah, like those are the things. It gets you through your week. Like once you get to Thursday, you're like, holy shit, now we got something to do
I'll
tonight.
kick both
Like,
Sickenburger later.
yeah. And I mean, it look for events that you can look forward to. I mean, a lot of times on a Thursday night, I mean, you see me down on Varick Street sometimes, Mike, but one of the events I look forward to every week on a Thursday is I love going and watching Port Tim play at Dick Smith's. Sean and Justin play. They do a nice job.
Mega talented.
Yeah, and it's a fun time. It's a small atmosphere. They're interactive with the crowd. You look for things that are fun. Don't just, go out of your comfort zone sometime. Go down there and watch those guys. Go down and see a new band that maybe you don't know anything about. That's what Utica has to offer you. You might fall in love with those bands. I mean, Sean and Justin predominantly, have been do a lot of cover songs, but Justin wrote a song that's unbelievable.
They're uber talented.
Yeah, man.
And that's twice now they got mentioned, 2 days in a row. You're getting a lot of rub on the show, Smithson.
Yeah.
Might have to get him.
Cutest kid in Utica too, by the way, man.
Who?
Justin's kid.
Oh, Justin's
I
kid. I thought you meant Justin.
I was like,
no,
whoa.
okay.
Well,
I guess something's coming
no,
out.
his little one is cute kid. So
Nice.
yeah, man.
No, there is. And we go on, and now we're touching on the talent in this area, and we talk about it pretty much daily on this show. It's like so much talent. And there's
We just
Utica's a gem. It's
we
just
overlooked
unpolished.
the Stanley.
Like,
You know what I mean? And now the odd with the hockey team. I mean,
Yeah.
like, there's
I just saw
the Utica Blue Sox. I mean, there's so much going on.
I was at the bank. I was at the bank a little while ago, and there was 2 kids in there that I coached when they were in high school. They played baseball for me when they were in high school, and they were in
coached
there.
high school?
I did, yeah, I did when I was
They let you run children?
at the end of
That's
I
weird.
I even passed the background check.
You did?
Would you just shave? They thought you were like 13.
I did get asked one time if I was a player on the team by a
I can
teacher at
see
the
that.
school, and I'm like, my dad teaches at this school. You should know who I am. All right?
Probably wanted to bang you.
Yeah,
You don't know
she
these
wa-
teachers
she
these days.
wasn't bad.
He was too old.
But these 2
That
kids
is.
are in there. These 2 kids are in there getting a loan, and they already have a sound studio they record. Generic, he's a local rapper, and he's good friends with Cassidy, who you guys
Oh,
had
yeah,
on.
yeah,
and she records at his house.
They just
And-
did a promo together.
Yeah, and he's in. But that's the thing. Go out and get it. If you think if you want to do something, go out and do it.
Mhm.
That's what I'm saying. And they're gonna go out and do it, and they're literally starting this as an LLC, and they've got a loan and everything for it. So I was like, that's cool. That's awesome to see on a Thursday afternoon at M&T Bank. That's what you see,
Shit.
So
I'll grab a cooler and some tubes, and we'll go down to West Canada.
So go out and do it, chicken.
exactly.
That's it. That's the PSA for the day. Just go out and
Yeah.
do it.
Don't wait for somebody else to like, oh, this is what you should be doing. I mean,
Yeah,
we
this
didn't
is
even
the
touch
cool
on like the
thing.
Brew Fest at the zoo and like all that other crap.
Irish Fest.
Brew at the Zoo. How
Okay.
much of a shit show is Brew at the Zoo, man?
Oh, it's
I
so
get
much-
fucked up every year at that. Man.
Also, we got to mention too. K Rockathon was announced today. They're doing a 2-day thing with
Oh,
Avenged
really?
Oh, is it?
Sevenfold, 3 Days Grace.
Oh, shit.
At Lakeview, and then the next day is Manson and Zombie.
Wow.
So they're doing the same thing that they did last year. They just tied their name
The two
to
concerts
a
back
couple
to back.
tours, and I'm sure they'll sprinkle in a couple locals here and there. But
Awesome.
they're doing 2 nights, 2 days of the K Rockathon at Lakeview. It's July 21st and 22nd or something like that.
It's
right
still
around that
not
time?
the K Rockathon. Like the K Rockathon was
Right,
an
I
all-day
agree.
event. You
Yeah.
know?
Well, hey, Lakeview killed the K Rockathon, so it's probably smart for them to marry each other. You know.
Mhm.
Who knows? We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Bring it back to Vernon Downs.
Right. Vernon Downs will never have it. I think it was the town that actually shut that down.
I saw Bruce at Vernon Downs. It was terrible. Springsteen.
Really?
It wasn't very good, man. The sound was not good. It was
No.
just I've seen Bruce quite a bit. I mean, my mom's a huge Springsteen fan, so I kind of grew up on it.
Oh, I thought you were about Hornsby.
Ouch.
What's wrong with Bruce Hornsby? I actually like Bruce Hornsby over Springsteen.
I don't blame you.
you're
I
fine.
don't blame
take
you.
Hornsby over Springsteen any
Oh, I
day
like
Yeah.
Springsteen better.
because
Yeah.
you're a simple country rock guy. You're
I fucking hate country. What are you talking about?
It's blues-based country. It's all the same shit. It's where the roots of rock and roll. 4/4. You're simple.
Simple.
Get it
You
right.
are. Your music is simple.
Because I don't
There's
like
nothing
Bruce
wrong
Hornsby.
with that. Bruce Hornsby, mega talented. You ever listen to him? Did you ever go to a show?
It just
Right.
doesn't appeal to me.
Chicken's so quick to hate on things.
I don't hate him. I would much rather listen to Bruce.
I love how
Springsteen.
people like I hate this, I hate that. But
Do
have
they
you
call,
ever seen
do
him?
they call Hornsby the boss?
Have you ever seen him
Enough
live?
said. I've never seen I've
he
never
ain't
seen
a boss
Springsteen
in
live
my
either.
eyes. No? That's the thing. It's like, when people say, I hate this band, go see them live before before you hate on them.
Well,
because that's where it is. That's where it's live. You can listen to their
I
album.
hate Kiss, and I heard them live, and I still hate Kiss.
Kiss is awesome.
They fucking suck.
It's funny given
And
the
then
day.
he's so quick that it fucking sucks.
Dude,
He's such a hater.
They are the most overrated band ever.
That's why they got quadrillions in the bank. And
Yeah, because they're the Star Wars of rock music. They
Right.
go out and they sell merchandise like they're freaking
genius.
Was it a
Genius.
Home Shopping Network?
They were the genius shock rock.
Cut your tongue. Right?
It's just like
There would be no Kiss. There would be no Marilyn Manson or Kiss or any of that Slipknot if there wasn't Kiss.
bullshit.
Fact of
Ozzy
life.
was out before that.
Fact of life.
Ozzy was out.
It's
before
funny that
He wasn't a shock rocker though.
It's funny you mentioned go out and see somebody you haven't seen. I actually probably 8 years ago at this point, I saw Daughtry in Syracuse.
Oh, that's
and
tonight.
now it's coming full circle. It's tonight at the
Why, you
Stanley.
coming?
No, but
You're not
I
a Daughtry fan?
Who's he playing with?
I like him, but I just wasn't.
There's an opener. I have no idea.
Yeah,
who it
I'm
is.
not sure who it is.
I had all their production guys in the bar last night. They were in there getting tanked. It's gonna be an early morning for you tomorrow, pal. You know? But yeah, Daughtry, big show tonight at the Stanley. It's gonna be packed. I know there was almost close to sold out.
Damn.
So
what's a Stanley seat?
2,900.
Yeah.
Get a little over. It's like 2,932. I think is the exact number.
Yeah.
But
wow, that's a
great
good crowd.
facility, man. And
show.
once they made the stage bigger and they opened it up to a hell of a lot more avenues of entertainment.
Well, I think you're absolutely right too with that Z with them opening it up, because I remember like as a kid, like they always used to cart us down there every year to go see the fucking Nutcracker when I was in school, and I felt like that was the only thing that ever went on at the Stanley. And now that you see like the Stanley opening up more to now like concerts and stuff, like I always like my impression of the Stanley is that it was always just kind of like, oh, the place where the Nutcracker is, it's like this prim proper little place. And then I went to a party for the brewery, was there a few years back. I went to that party. I think it was 125 for the brewery, and I was like, wow, I'm shit faced in this lobby.
Oh, you should have been today.
This place is really nice, but I'm hammered. Like you're falling down the stairs and stuff.
I went to a Keeler party there.
Yeah.
With Screech. When Screech was there, he had
really?
Yeah, and he
Dustin
had
Diamond?
bands in like each little room. Every little pocket of the room had bands in it and stuff. And they ran out of Utica Club.
Ooh,
I was like, wow, how do you run out of Utica Club? I mean, they had to go back and get more, but
Yeah.
it was a great party. I mean, if you ever go to a Keeler party, they're a great party.
I am blessed to work there. I say it every day
man.
when I go in there. I love working there. Really, really do. And probably a place I'll be working for the rest of my life.
Good. Yeah.
Because we got a lot of cool things coming up, and they got such a great crew over there.
Yeah.
Be a lot of fun if you guys are going out to the Daughtry show tonight.
Can I say
at
something?
the Stanley? Stop by, say what's up. I'm going to be walking around.
One thing that I noticed with the Stanley, I thought it was really kind of cool and odd. You don't really see that anymore. Is everybody's in really good spirit.
Yeah.
Everyone's really
'Cause
friendly.
everybody loves working there, really.
Yeah, I mean, usually you get that one person like, oh, dude, I don't want to fucking be here. This place sucks. I mean, that was Z, but no, but like, I was talking to people, and this one lady's like, a volunteer. She goes, I've been volunteering for like 8 years. This other guy's like 9, 10 years, and this other
Their
lady's
son
like,
that have been volunteering for like 60 years.
yeah, this one lady was like 33 years. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, imagine all the changes she had seen, but like. 33 years, and you still come, and you're still volunteering, and you still like it.
They
I mean,
love
that
it.
says something.
They love it.
Now who has final say over everything? In
Jerry
Stanley?
Krause.
Jerry Krause?
Yeah, oh yeah. He's the one that hired me. He hit me up out of nowhere. Actually,
Yeah.
I was working the Paul McCartney show, and he was like, "Hey, can you come work for me?"
Another Jen. He's a
Oh, absolutely. Jerry's
legend.
the man.
Yeah. Oh, he's been on a couple times. I've listened to him when
Dr.
you guys
Jerry
have had him on.
Krause.
So yeah, very good. Very good.
Jane Butchner is the sweetest. I'm not sure if I know her. There's so many volunteers there that I don't know any. I know like the top 5, and that's it. There is a lot of volunteers, and it seems like every day when we have a new event, there's a new one popping up. And actually, it's cool to see. Actually, there's a lot more younger people starting to volunteer at the Stanley, which is cool.
That's cool.
In fact, a couple of them are like, "This is my grandson," and they're like, "Hey, and they're ushering people to their seats and everything, so it's cool. It's good to have the young kids come in and actually learn how to do it. And we got some cool interns down there too. They're into the theater departments, and they're into the the whole production of a theater and how it works.
Is parking a problem down there? Or does it kind of work itself out?
It works itself out.
Does it? Yeah.
There's,
I didn't know if
there's
it was.
spots. I mean, people got to walk.
They got that lot.
And this is what it drives me
Yeah.
crazy about in Utica. Everything's relatively close to each other.
Sure.
Near, but no, everybody refuses to walk.
Yeah.
Nobody walks.
Well, the thing is, though, like downtown and Varick Street, they definitely need some parking.
Yeah.
They definitely.
Well, the
I
only
mean,
parking on Varick Street turned into a Irish Cultural Center, but that's for
Well,
another podcast.
but you know what? At the same time, yeah, exactly. That's for another time of day, right? But you can park down at the end at the finish line. But I'll watch people circle that street like 5 or 6 times when I was at O'Donnell still. They'll circle the street 5 or 6 times looking for street parking. It's like, just park down on the end and walk down here.
Dude, I did that last week. I wanted to come down and go see Trampoline Jetstream,
Yeah.
and I got out of the Stanley kind of late. I had to lock up, and I drove around Varick Street 3 times. Finally, I was just like, screw it, I'm going home because there was no parking.
right.
There was
That's,
nowhere
that's
to
the
park.
problem. Like they need to put a parking garage or a lot or something. A garage would make the most sense.
Yeah,
Because then you don't need
Sure.
that much room.
there was no parking.
Yeah. We'll put it, I always, it can be tough, especially this time of year too with the bad weather, but there is the area down, right by the Boilermaker building, I think it is right there, that lot, that open lot.
Across from the brewery.
Yeah, across from the brewery where the big building is. I mean, but I don't
that
know.
gets
But
packed
at the
up
same time, but here's the other thing too. At the same time, it's like, well, can you park there or not? People don't know, so it's like, well, you're not going to park somewhere where you might run the risk of getting a ticket. So
Well, then
yeah,
the church.
exactly.
I
It's
noticed
tough.
the church at the end. They started charging on Saranac Thursdays
Oh,
because people were always parking in their parking lot, leaving beer cans,
Throwing
and
up, leaving condoms, needles.
The
you
next
know,
morning for 8 a.m. mass on Friday
yeah,
morning, it's
empty
tough.
dime bags all over the place, crack bags.
But they should definitely put some sort of parking down there,
Yeah.
parking garage
No,
or something.
it's
Sure.
much needed for sure.
Because it's bad down there sometimes.
It
And,
is.
and downtown is really bad. I mean, you go downtown, you got to go to the state building sometimes. You got to really hunt for a
Sure.
spot.
Yeah, I remember I was on a jury a few years ago, and even the jury parking lot that was designated for the juries was taken up by regular people. I'm like, what the fuck? This is where I'm supposed to park, man. Like, I'm on a jury. But,
I mean, you see for hockey games, people are like spread out all over
Yeah.
the place down there.
Yeah.
And it would just serve so much better to have a parking garage. I mean, they got one now over there at by Kennedy Plaza or whatever, but they need another one.
still
close.
too far away though
Still
Right.
too far
from
away.
your attractions. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
They need one closer. They should knock down some of that housing that's just
yeah,
dilapidated.
deplorable. Yeah.
Yeah, just
To use another stick word today, deplorable.
Well, if you put it,
bulldoze the sumbitch.
Yeah.
if you put the parking garage where those abandoned buildings were, where they tore that one building down right by the overpass,
Mm-hmm.
you put a garage over there. I mean,
Yeah.
perfect spot. Perfect spot. I mean,
I
about
say
a block away.
I'm with Z. Go in there, buy those houses that are behind like Stanley's, where like Stanley's is, and just put something back there. Because it just, I mean, those places are just they're death traps to start with. There's other places in this city that you could essentially move those people that are decent homes and
Right.
probably in a better area.
You're doing all this eminent domain with the hospital.
Yeah,
Anyways, you just
exactly.
do it over there too.
Mhm.
Yeah,
know?
It's
I say level half in West Utica.
you know who we got.
I agree.
Bring it all down.
You know who we got to bring in and talk about this again, which I thought he was a great interview when he was here, was Tim Julian.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Man, he was unreal. That interview was so cool. That was a really good listen.
What was nice
so-
too is he was like
I feel like
candid.
he knows about this. Yeah, exactly.
He was like very
Yeah.
candid, like just wasn't trying to be political, with his answers. He was very
real.
straightforward, which I like.
Yeah, and you know what too? I mean, he would, maybe a lot of policy stuff you don't see eye to eye with him, but you can go back against him, like you said. He's cool about that. so.
Ray, they already tore down Club Blue.
Yeah, they're tearing it down right
Yeah.
now, actually. They're tearing the whole thing down. You know what? How about that? There's some drama going on with that. You know that's
There
a
is.
historic building? Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of history.
No,
in
it's
that-
history.
in that- no, it's completely history.
Good.
And they just kind of did that without any permits or anything.
Yeah, they just woke up
They-
one morning and
they
did
just
it.
decided to knock it down.
Oops.
Oops.
Yeah.
But I heard. there
Don't
was-
you think they're just better off setting it on fire?
No, they did it the right way. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like if they were.
no, if they did it the right way, they would have got the permits. And they
No,
would've
because
jumped-
you know what? They were gonna dick him around. They got to deal with the historical society. Is the historical society gonna like put money into it to make it better?
Probably not.
Right. Just like the one over here in the Parkway, that one house that was like a doctor's office or whatever, and everyone was flipping out that they were gonna tear it down, but nobody wanted to put the money in to fix it. Well, that's what happens. Is like everyone's like, "Oh, save the old buildings," but nobody wants to put the money into it to fix them. So now we got a city full of like dilapidated buildings.
So what's the point? What are they going to do with Blue now? Anybody know?
I guess.
I know that from what I heard, rumor on the street when I was still on the street working, is that, and I was there for this. Some of the guys from Lucan's, I'm not really sure which Jim or Tom or whatever, but who cares? went in and bought a certain section of that land to make it into a parking
Yeah,
lot.
they bought
off
that.
the side.
They bought both of it.
They bought that house.
They bought no. I actually read it from Tom on Facebook.
Oh yeah.
He bought both plots.
Yeah.
They took the house. They're gonna tear that down, the little house there, and they're gonna make that a deck. Then
Okay.
they sold the blue part.
The building,
They
the
sold-
big building.
Right. They
the
sold it
pillars,
to somebody else. That's who tore it down.
Oh.
And I believe they're gonna put some sort of club or bar in there.
Okay.
Yeah. I had heard that there was something like that, but I mean, it's again too. To build something back up on that street is not an easy task. You might have brought it down, and maybe the city won't give you shit about that. But again, it
building,
being
now
a
you're gonna be
historical street, and you're going to be putting something up. I mean, you have to. I remember, when the construction happened at O'Donnell's, I remember Chip had to even go through, the city through that. With talking to them about, the deck and stuff like that, and the upper deck where the show is.
If you're gonna do any kind of construction.
Exactly. So I can only imagine what this could turn.
Well, there's a
into,
lot of
so.
drama right now going because there was no permits to knock that building down or anything. So.
But you know what? It's kind of like one of those things, though. Like you'll never get done. Hence why we got Charlestown malls falling apart, and you got all these places that are falling apart, and nobody wants to do anything with them. So they're kind of like, you know what? What are they gonna do once we tear it down? Pay a fine?
Dangerous.
That's the other thing. I mean, Z's absolutely right. And Mike, you've seen this, and you've seen it too, Z, down on that street. Think about it on a Saranac Thursday when the street's busy and it's packed. I've seen people sitting on the curb at Blue. Maybe a drunk girl sitting on the curb, or I've seen people walking and fooling around on that.
They would hop over the fence to get to the chicken burger, and I have to catch them.
That's fucking scary. I mean, that like you said. I mean, if one of those pillars isn't safe in the front, and a piece of that roof comes down, or one of those people goes, God forbid, goes inside that building and goes to the floor, like.
Right.
Yeah, who knows what's going on there.
maybe they solved the problem.
I'm gonna say though,
I'm just glad they got rid of Kid Panic.
Yeah. Kid Picnic. I wish, I've been saying this for years, that they turn that into a anchor style restaurant. Some place that you're gonna go as a destination for dinner, not bar food. I know there's a lot of bars on that strip that serve food. I'm talking like a
restaurant,
like a barbecue joint or something like that.
Sure.
That you'll go in there and bring a date and have dinner. And then get out and be like, oh, let's check out the strip.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be great for that's what I was just gonna say, Mike. You put it perfectly. It'd be great for the strip. Let's go have a cocktail at Wakely's afterwards.
Exactly.
Let's go have a glass of wine at the winery.
Oh, I hear music going down the street, and then you're not competing with all these other bars. You know what I mean? You're offering something completely different.
Yeah, you're offering a sit down dinner. There's no.
Exactly.
I mean, really. I mean, like. The Harp is a stretch that you can sit down and eat there, but that's not what they're. You can.
It's great
it's
for
very
lunch.
good.
I like going
but that's not their go-to once it gets to dinner time.
Right.
Would you say? I don't know. Am I wrong?
Because right around 9, 10 o'clock.
But that's your best option.
They turn more into a bar
yeah,
stop.
that's your option though. If you want to have a sit-down meal with your family or something, that's where you're probably going to have to go
early.
So,
you're not going to go there if at 9, 10 o'clock at night.
Sure.
You're not going to go to the Harp for dinner.
Yeah.
I mean, not on a Friday or Saturday.
I like the original of the Holly Rock or Blue or whatever the hell it was, that backyard, where they had bands and shit. That was cool. That actually made it feel like you're at sort of like you see that at a resort.
Right, but now imagine if you had tables set outside during the summertime and a nice acoustic band playing, and you got the outside bar. It would make perfect, dinner place.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And then you got the clubs afterwards. So I really hope whoever takes it over really considers that.
And that side of the street too is actually that side of that the behind the businesses that side of Eric Street is actually picking up a little bit. I know Kevin Todd went in and redid the church, and there's been a couple of new apartments that have been remodeled over there too.
Cool.
So you're looking at a
You're talking
nicer
about on Columbia Street.
Hamilton, the little street right across from O'Donnell's. That street, like that back area over in that area, that's actually he's gone through. I think Kevin Todd went through and bought 3 or 4 of those buildings in there, and one of them's fully remodeled and people are living. Zach, the DJ Santino, lives in his apartments that are there, and they're really nice.
The old church?
Yeah, the old church. He did a really nice job with that, and I know he's going around and doing a couple others too. Kind of, it's hey, that one's done, move the tenants there, kind of type thing.
I'm surprised they haven't expanded down by like Griff's. The old Griff's is still sitting there, and I'm surprised nobody's taken that over. I used to love it going over there.
People rave about Griff's.
I used to love Griff's.
I never knew Griff's.
It was it was my good spot to go have a few beers before you hit the strip.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get all messed up, and then you go back there and have some wings. And it was busy, but not. It's very much like O'Donnell's.
Yeah.
You have your in and out.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be busy and then not so busy, but
sure. But you can have a place to sit, and you can have a place to talk. It's not, where everything's
tables.
They
had 3 pool tables, a couple dart boards.
Tony Griff was a legend in this town. Absolute legend.
That's what I've heard.
He's missed.
I heard Tony Griff was a legend.
The guy is great. Absolutely. We used to have this every Monday. All the bar owners used to get together, and
Yes.
and everybody would spend money at each other's bar. I got on that for a little bit with them, and I had some fun nights.
Monday
with
night
those
benders.
guys.
The Monday
Oh,
night
the
benders.
Monday night
Yeah,
benders. Yeah,
yeah.
we'd always end up at the Varick, and I don't really remember much from any of that. But
Yeah, that's what I'm getting into. I'm starting playing the slow pitch softball, the dreaded Utica slow pitch softball
You're
league
playing
this
Muni?
summer. Yeah, so Monday nights are going to be a shit show for me too. So.
You're playing
Yeah.
in that. You're better off playing at 12 North.
I know, but
12 North is a lot of fun. That
Bobby
league's
asked
fun.
me to play, so at Dick's, so I said fine, whatever. So I'll take a little. It'll be nice in the summertime to get away from my other baseball endeavors. So
There you go. Right on.
Yeah.
And speaking of baseball, opening day today, brother.
oh man,
It's exciting. The Yankees, they're started right now, so we'll have to check in on that and see
Yeah.
how they're doing. And then you joined our fantasy baseball league. And
Oh,
we also
man.
do got to mention, since we're talking about baseball really quick here, we got to mention the baseline, which you can find here on the D. Every Sunday at about 6 o'clock, they get ready just before Sunday Night Baseball.
Yeah.
And JP and SPG doing their thing here every Sunday
Having
with the
a
baseline.
great show. Great listen.
show. They're killing it, man. They did like 3-4 shows already, and they're absolutely. I told Gaff the other day, I'm like, you sound so natural and just chill and comfortable, and it's good. They sound really good. And
He's the natural.
Neither one of them have ever done radio or podcast ever.
See, I had a baseball reference.
yeah. Well, that's
And they sound good, and JP gets a little crazy, and Gaff's there to reel him in. So they make a great team.
Yeah.
They really, really do.
It's kind of like me and Chicken with Silver.
Right.
But no, and you know what the other thing about those guys too is their knowledge. Like just listening, because I'll put them on in the car, the past shows on the car when I'm driving to a game or something like that, and just their knowledge of the game is good too. Sometimes you can hear
Right.
you can hear on local radio, even around here, guys talking on the radio, and it's just like, yeah, we know that stuff. They get in
Regurgitated
depth.
bullshit,
Yeah,
right.
exactly. They get in depth. They know their players. They know what's going on in the game, transactions and stuff. So it's a really good listen.
Right. They're not anchors just trying to learn how to play baseball. These are baseball guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Julie Simpson on Bart on Twitch right now. She donated $50 to us, so thank you. Thank you, Julie, for donating $50. If you're on Twitch, there's a thing. We never really focus on Twitch, and I think we should start. There's a way you can donate to the show, and
Yep.
We'll
awesome.
take any kind of donation. Weed, food, beer, anything. Any kind
Women.
Yeah.
of
Tomato pie.
Tomato pie.
tickets to a ball game, whatever. Tomato pie, yeah, for sure. But opening day today, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Who's your team though? Have you grown up being a
Can you
Yankee
say
fan?
who
Yeah.
your team is?
Yeah. I've grown up being a Yankee fan.
Okay.
Definitely, like diehard. I'm Paul O'Neill and Derek Jeter, Bernie
But
Williams.
you're like
those
me,
are my,
Caleb.
those
You're
are
a
my-
fan of the game.
Yeah, man.
And you
I
know
love
the
it,
history
man.
and
I love every part of it. I mean, I'm one of those people that can sit down and watch anybody play. It's sometimes sometimes with my job of evaluating some talent, it gets tough to watch games afterwards when you get to the hotel after a game or you get home after a game and you're like, I don't want to see another baseball today. But at the same time, I found myself I'm much more Z2, and I don't know if you can attest to this. I'm more of a radio baseball guy. I'm not a big watching on the TV guy. I love sitting down and listening to like Sterling and Susan Wallman can do it, I guess, all right for me. But
I've grown to
she's grown on me
exactly.
But I love listening to it. Sometimes because I can't stand Michael Kay on the S.
Yeah.
I think he's a fucking terrible announcer.
Really?
Yeah, I can't stand him. So what I'll do sometimes is I'll mute the TV and put them on the radio just because I like it.
And
I like it a
I
lot
think
more.
baseball
so.
though would probably be good more for radio because it's a slower game. That,
Sure.
A lot of times people put it on. Like I used to have a buddy who used to pass out during the game and wake up and keep watching it and then pass out again and keep watching it, or have it on almost as background and just keep checking in on it.
Yeah.
Kind of like NASCAR. You know what I mean? But when you're listening on radio, you can constantly do stuff and pay attention to what's going on.
My go-to is the Mets broadcast as
Yeah.
far as going to sleep. If I need to get a sleep in there, I'll put on the Mets broadcast because Keith Hernandez to me is an idiot.
yeah,
he was a great ball player, but
was
as far
fucking-
as a
he was-
broadcaster, oh my God.
He was tough on pregame and postgame for TBS.
Real quick, over on Twitch, Julie's donating another $100 to us. So,
Awesome.
and she says, nice stream.
Do I-
So thank you, Julie
Thank
and
you, Julie.
Simpson, and we really appreciate your donation.
Do I have to take my shirt off or something? I don't
No,
know.
no, but she said you had a nice stream.
Oh, yeah, nice and healthy.
Thank you so much. Well, now we're getting $200, so I think she's getting a little crazy over here.
Awesome. Keep it coming.
That's
Keep it
cool.
coming.
Keep it coming. We'll
That's
take
cool,
them all.
man.
No whammies, no whammies. So opening day. I'm really excited today.
Yeah.
So you grew up Yankee fan, but then you've branched out a little bit.
I branched out a little bit.
So what are some of the players that you're into like,
right now?
Right now.
Right now, I'll tell you my top three. If you wanted my top three, I mean Trout's one for me, man.
Yeah,
I mean that guy can do everything.
Yeah.
Two, I'm a huge Carlos Correa fan.
Yeah, me too.
Huge Carlos Correa
think the kid's
fan.
insane.
And I'll tell you this year, I've followed him all through the minor leagues, and I actually, when I got out of college, I went to Cape Cod, and I worked in the Cape Cod League.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
And for everybody that don't know, Cape Cod is the launching pad pretty much
That's
into the pros.
There's 10.
If you're playing in the Cape Cod League, you've got a lot of promise, and you're highly touted.
You're probably going to get your shot
Right.
because I look at so the summer that I was on the Cape, there was 270 players that were there, right? That went through the Cape that summer. 255 of them got drafted that next year. Okay, and the 15 that weren't draft eligible guys. So they were freshmen that were there early. They'll do that with a stud freshman sometimes. But anyways, one of my favorite players, and you guys will see him this year, is Scott Kingery. He's the second baseman for the Phillies, man. This kid is him and I are actually still pretty close. I had talked to him when I was on the Cape. Him and I became close out there. We lived literally next door to each other.
Did you tell Gaffney this?
No, I haven't told him yet.
Okay.
But Kingery and I got close, and we hit it off. And I mean, when he got his contract the other day, I was happy for him. I still haven't texted him about it because I know he's just probably
that's
an
rare
overload.
he gets that contract. Like no player gets that contract, so there must be something special about this.
And there is, and that's what you're going to see. You're going to see a lot of more guys nowadays. It's the Trout contract. This is the Trout effect.
Right.
Trout got a deal really early in his career for 6 years, and it takes you to your free agent year would be 28. So Trout's going to be a free agent at 28. So for him, unless he might resign, who knows what's going to happen with that? But it's a safety net for a lot of guys, and you're not making the league minimum for 5 years. Mm-hmm. So it's good for them. It's players love it, and it's the way of the future.
Let me ask you something. What are scouts? If you're to sign that contract, what are they looking for them to even say, okay, let's put my name on that dotted line?
Production in the minor leagues. In tools. And so it's a combination of everything. I mean, it's production in the minor leagues, injury, health. Health is a huge concern, man. I mean, that's something that nowadays is just through the roof. I mean, it's when you look at a guy and you want to know everything about a guy, what makes a guy tick.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been guys who have signed big contracts and a la Josh Hamilton blown it up their nose. I mean, there's the old baseball adage that I've heard from a lot of guys in the industry is there's two ways to blow it. It's on the field or it's up your nose. Mm-hmm. And that happens a lot nowadays. So you want to know everything.
Every sport,
yeah. And you want to know everything about what makes a guy tick. And Kingery's Scott's a good. He's a first-rate guy. He does. He's a good clubhouse guy. That's you talk. Literally, I would bet they talk to every coach that he had from when he was at Arizona, all the way up to when he was at AAA last year. Mm-hmm. You get an idea of that. Maybe even talk, and this is why you keep a lot of guys. Maybe he was a guy who was a minor league free agent that had a little time in the big leagues. That's why you keep them in the front office because they've played with these guys that are coming up, and they know what they're
to
like.
Look for, and
and there's you want to have a good mix too on a team of guys who can go out and hang out with the boys and guys who can be in the clubhouse and be part of the team.
And
then
be
you got
a leader.
Exactly. You that's the biggest thing one of the bigger things in baseball is how your clubhouse mixes. Because if it doesn't mix, it's not going to work. If you lose, I'm a firm believer. I think Joe Girardi lost his clubhouse last year.
Yeah, probably.
And I think that's. I mean, even though they played really, really well last year, I think that's one of the reasons why he left. Is because I don't think he had a real bearing on that clubhouse. So. It's just it's everything that you would think of that goes into it, plus and then some, plus the little things.
Real quick, Julie has donated about $1,850 to us on Twitch today.
She's trying to buy the couch?
Yeah, I don't know, actually. With the sign is gone. We should put that sign back up. She could buy the couch. We'll give you the couch.
She's done what?
In exchange, she's given us $1,815. $1,850.
Is this real money or?
Probably not. I don't know. We'll have to check our Twitch, actually. I have it on the restream over here.
Are we going to have to put out?
You might have to put out,
right.
chicken.
You
might have
I'm
to
losing my jaw up.
You might have to
take one for the team.
Pull out the worm a little bit, but
that's awesome.
Better turn the heat up.
So if it's real money, thank you, Julie. We really appreciate your support. And if it's not, ha ha ha. I guess. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
This is the thought that counts.
It is the thought that counts. And we appreciate you paying attention and checking us out on Twitch. And we're also live on YouTube, Twitch, Restream, Stream Me, Facebook, Periscope, Twitter, all that shit.
RedTube.
Tube 8. We're all over the place.
Tube Steak.
Many, many, many places you can find us and watch us on a daily basis. But home base is disruptionnetwork.net. So you can check us out on the website.
Yeah.
Caleb, man, I'm glad you came in because it looks like my guest is going to be late.
Yeah,
so this actually worked out really well.
I've got to hop out quick soon, but yeah. So let's do this quick. What's your World Series?
My
what's your
World Series predictions this year?
What do you got? What do you got for me? Or we can go, let's go ALCS, NLCS, and World Series.
What do I want to? Oh, so the Final Four.
Yeah, Final Four.
My Final 4.
Mhm.
I want to see a rematch of the Yankees and Astros.
Yeah.
I think most people that are Yankee fans would like to see that.
Yep.
And then in the National League. Let me think here. You know, the Cubs.
Tough,
the National
man.
League is tough. See, Washington's a tough team, but they
Yeah.
choke when it comes playoff time. They
It
haven't
is,
really
yeah.
stepped up to the plate when it comes playoff time.
Yep.
The Mets could be sneaky good this year if their pitching staff holds up. They can actually be a sleeper. And then you got in the Central, you got the Cubs. The Cubs are the Cubs. They're going to be the best team, but the Cardinals have gotten better this year. And then Milwaukee got better this year
Milwaukee
as
got a
well.
lot better.
And then you go
It's
into
gonna
the
be a great
West,
division.
and the Giants got better, but they get a
Yeah.
little older.
Yeah,
They got
pitching's
better.
tough right now.
Pitching's tough with them, and they got a lot of injuries. Baumgartner went down, Samardzija went down, and then the Dodgers. We mentioned the Dodgers. To me, they are the best team in the West, but again, I don't think they produce when it comes to playoff time.
Yep.
And then you got Arizona, and Arizona's got better this year. And then you look at the Rockies, and the Rockies can hit. The Rockies are going to put up 8 to 9 runs a game.
The Rockies are my
they're
sleeper.
Stacked.
They're my sleeper.
They're stacked, but they're pitching. You know, can John Gray
John
be?
Gray, yeah.
Can he be the #1 starter of that team? We'll find out.
Yeah. Oh, who knows? I mean, I agree. My sleeper team is going to be Colorado this year, though.
Colorado.
I mean, it's not much of a sleeper because they had a pretty good year last year, but I really think I love Buddy Black too.
Yeah.
I think he's a really good manager. So, I think that team is going to be really good. Like you said, it's going to depend on Gray. It's going to depend on Albany's own Jeff Hoffman too. I mean, he's another stud. So
During our draft, Caleb was famous for throwing out where he was from, and if they were from upstate New York, we knew that the player was from upstate
Pat Corbin,
New York.
baby, he's on my team. I had to go with the upstate boy. I had to go with the one
and
upstate
there you
boy.
go on Arizona, man. Like
Yeah.
Corbin should have a bounce back year. I mean, he's been okay. He had some injuries.
Yeah.
Didn't he have Tommy John at one
Yeah.
time?
Yep.
He went through Tommy John, and his progression has happened slower than usual. But he's starting to come into the swing of things, and last year he started to come on strong.
Can I ask a question?
He pitched at Princeton on the Parkway. He pitched at MV.
He pitched an MV,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah.
Can I ask a question about
Princeton on the Parkway?
does Colorado have because of the altitude, do they have more an advantage for home runs?
Hitters.
Oh, absolutely. It's a
you
hitter's
want to be a
park.
hitter there.
Because I know they say in football they kick the field goal, they could kick it longer because of the altitude.
It's
I was just
exactly
wondering-
the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Exactly the
Yeah.
same. It's a hitter's park. You got
So
guys.
if you want the Yankees to go there, then right?
well,
They're pretty stacked on hitters.
The Yankees
Yeah.
drop bombs too. They got the
Yeah.
short porch and the shorter field, but Colorado's definitely a hitter's park.
Yeah,
and
thin
like
air.
you got guys that will bat. I mean, what did Galarraga bat back then?
Oh,
like
man. He was-
380.
I think he had. I think Galarraga had a 50 home run season. Too.
Yeah, right.
You know what
and
I
then
mean?
you got Larry Walker was a machine who
Yeah.
also played for the Blue Sox.
Todd Helton.
Todd Helton
Yeah.
was a hitting machine.
dude.
Even Tulowitzki in his beginning years,
Yeah.
he just went on the DL today. But Tulowitzki was great when he was with the
Yeah.
Rockies.
You don't want to be a pitcher in that stadium.
No, you
don't.
That's-
Oh, God, yeah, right.
ERAs are inflated. That's why when you go, a lot of guys when you go into free agency, that's another another thing taken into value when you're negotiating your contract too is, oh shit, you have to take it with a grain of salt that he pitched in Colorado for 3 years. Wade Davis just signed there. So when Wade Davis becomes a free agent again, maybe his numbers might be, people will be like, why are his numbers declining a little bit? Well, they might not actually be declining. It might just be where he's playing.
That's a good
So-
point.
A lot of balls fly out of there, and it's a big park too.
Yeah,
so
it's
you could
huge.
hit anywheres in that field. There's a lot of open space, a lot of gaps.
That's a fun ballpark if you ever get the chance. It's a really good time.
Is it?
Yeah,
I'd like to
it's
check
it's
it
in a
out.
really nice area too.
I'm glad you mentioned this.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite ballparks you visited?
I'm going to tell you one far and away, not even close. The best ballpark I've ever watched a game is Fenway.
Fenway?
Dude, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I've
It's stepping back in time when you go there,
Dude,
man. You feel like it's 1920 when you go to Fenway.
I had the privilege of watching a game on the Monster and behind home plate,
wow.
20 rows up behind home plate. But it was dude, it was insane. That's one. Colorado's probably 2, to be honest with you. Old Yankee Stadium is 3. Old Yankee Stadium. I'm going to say that again. Old Yankee Stadium.
The one that's tattooed on my leg.
Yeah, that one. That one is up there for me too. I really liked Petco Field in San Diego.
San Diego.
Yeah, that's
San
a nice
Diego's
time
just
too.
beautiful.
And San Diego's just a good time too.
I've been to the old stadiums. Did Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego. I was there. I'm dating myself. Ray saying Wrigley Field. Have you ever been to Wrigley Field?
I have not been to Wrigley.
I've
never been to Wrigley.
I need to go to Wrigley Field before I die.
Yeah.
I need to go to that spot. I'm going to make it a destination within the next couple of years.
That's
there.
Dude, I've heard a day game there, and then if the Cubs win too, the song afterwards is unreal. I saw Neil Diamond's the game. I was at the game after. I was at the This Is My Fucking City game by Poppy.
You were there?
I was there. Yeah.
After the Boston Marathon?
Yeah. So that was like Neil Diamond coming out of the Red Sox. Nobody knew he was there either. They somehow got him to the bullpen, the Red Sox bullpen. There's no way to that bullpen unless you walk through the field. And they somehow got him to the bullpen, and he started just strumming the guitar coming out. And it was like, oh man, like you could feel the place like shaking. It was like shit. So
that place must have erupted.
Yeah.
Over Sweet Caroline.
And I'm gonna be honest with you too, Z.
Yeah.
Ballpark wise too. I tell people this all the time. Don't sleep on minor league stadiums. I have a better time at a lot of minor league parks than I do at big league parks. They're a lot more interactive. They're actually, to be honest, they're a lot cleaner, and the food's actually better at some of them, and it's a better fan experience
the
too.
Syracuse Chiefs Stadium or whatever the hell they call it over there. That's a great stadium.
Yeah.
That's a great time over there.
Yeah, you go see some of these guys play too, like. When you get drafted, you go to short season rookie ball, or you stay in Arizona or Florida, wherever the team decides. So short season, we have in upstate New York, we have the New York Penn League,
right?
And you can see some of the most premium talent that a lot of people, in to no fault of a baseball fan of their own, you don't know that a lot of those players there or what they're going to be, but you can go and see a lot of those guys and be like, holy shit, like this is a fun experience. It's a very interactive. You're very close to the players. You get a chance to sit in those premium spots that are exciting for you, you know? So that's cool when you go to those stadiums. Don't sleep on that. And that's why I really hope, you know, there's one or two people have talked to me and actually asked my opinion. I was flattered they did, talking about something back here in Utica. Again, with a low A-ball affiliate here in Utica.
We'll talk
off
air.
Yeah, but I mean that's cool. You know that's a cool thing. You know,
yeah,
because you get a chance to interact with those players
and watch them come up. You watch them grow up.
Yeah, exactly. That's the coolest part when you see. I remember I grew up watching Ian Desmond play shortstop in Syracuse.
Yeah,
like for 3 straight years he was in Syracuse because he was with Washington at the time.
Right.
And then he got called up, and I was like, "Wow!" Like Ian Desmond's now in Colorado, making $15 million a year, playing first base and right field.
And
so
dropping bombs.
You know, that's cool to see. It's an exciting experience. So especially for younger kids, I found. So
Ray's saying she saw the Cubs play the Mets and they lost. The feeling and the energy was unforgettable. So that's a true story. What you were saying on.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
it's
when your team loses and you still have a great time.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh man, yeah, and that's I actually went to the old City Field or the old Shea Stadium when I was younger. I don't know if you guys
Did you?
remember.
I never went to Shea. No,
That was a parking
The old
lot.
Yankee Stadium.
Dude,
hundreds
you can't.
of times, but
There's nothing. See, the old Yankees. This is what I loved about the old Yankee Stadium, and I think you've been in the new one, right?
oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
many times.
So like the new Yankee Stadium, when you walk in, it's a lot more open. And like when you walk in, you immediately see the field. Like I'll never forget like being a kid like at the old Yankee Stadium when you walk through that tunnel for the first time and you see that field. It's like, man, like that's like chills for any baseball fan. You know?
I actually
like,
been to both. I don't even like baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to both the old and the new. So yeah.
Damn.
So my prediction. I got to go back to my predictions for.
Yeah.
So I got the Yankees and the Astros in
Yep.
the AL, and then in the NL, I'm gonna say Dodgers and Mets.
Dodgers. Oh, wow.
I'm
Okay.
gonna say Dodgers and Mets. I'm gonna
All right.
I'm gonna hope that the Mets fans hate Yankee fans. They totally
Yeah.
despise
For no
them.
reason.
And
So we don't hate you.
I have no issue.
Well, they're like the redheaded stepchild.
You're right. I have no issue with Met fans whatsoever. In fact, I closetly root for them.
They're-
I actually am National League. I root for the Cubs. I love the Cubs. I will always root for the Cubs in the National League, and then the Mets because they're a New York team. I gotta root for New York. I'm New York to the bone.
Yeah, but the Yankees are like the big brother. They're like,
Right.
They got all the championships and
Yes.
everything else. And the Mets are like that little brother. But like, so like the Yankees fans are not intimidated by the Mets. You know, so like, but the Mets, they're like they've been overshadowed by the Yankees, and that's why there's that. It's kind of like Jets and Giants. I mean, the Giants have more championships. The Giants are the more focal team.
Same thing with the Yankees.
So I
and
can
Mets.
see it. Like
I've got no issues with the Mets. I root for them. I want to see them do good. Hey. Yeah, get drunk. Let's go. We'd rather have you come in anyways.
I'll before we switch gears, I'll give mine quick. I think it's going to be I'm going to go a little curveball here. I'm going to go Yankees and Indians in the ALCS. I love the Indians, man.
Bandage just got a boner.
I love Tito, man. I love Francona.
You can't count him out.
He's that guy. He's that type of manager you run through the wall for. Like,
and let me tell you, Caleb, I can't hate the fact that you said the Indians because you want to see the Indians. Now they are the one that has the drought streak going. So you'd like to see Cleveland get a World Series eventually.
And I think even though we said it earlier, I'm gonna go against history, and I'm going to say Washington. I'm going to go Nationals, and Nationals and Dodgers.
She brought in the Millennium Falcon.
What the hell is that?
You don't know what the Millennium
I know
Falcon
what the fuck it is. But
Come on.
He wasn't born when that movie came out.
Yeah, that's true. Oh my God, she came with toys.
Wow.
I should wear
There's
that.
really a head in there.
I should wear that.
Gentlemen, this is I think this is quitting time for me. I do have to go.
You got to take off.
Yeah, I've got to head out because I got to be back for the D-line at 6.
That's right, man.
All right, so
pulling a full shift in here.
It was
Well,
it was good
thanks for
talking a little
popping in,
baseball,
man.
boys.
Thank
all right,
you so
and
much for
little
popping
Utica flavor. So
yeah, we had it going on, man.
get out there and have fun. All right.
Get out there and have some fun.
See you at 6, bro.
All right. The D-line coming up at 6 o'clock here on the D, like it is every Thursday night. Caleb, Chicken, Sil.
Disruption Sports, baby.
Yeah, and now tagging Missy. She's like, I need
high five her
wine
in.
first before I have to deal with you bastards. So we need a HeroCon that's going on this weekend, this Saturday, right? Or is it 2 days?
Sit right over
No,
here.
come on over here. Come over here. Come on. Don't be shy. Come on. It's me. Don't be shy. Good to see you. Thank you for popping in. Like I said, I'd rather have you hang out than your husband anyways.
Headphones if you wish.
Headphones if you will. She brought the Millennium Falcon and
Green Ranger helmet.
thank you.
Ooh, this is cool.
A Green Ranger helmet.
Power Rangers. Yep.
A Power Ranger? Is that what that is? I have no idea. I'm old, and so that's going on this weekend, right? It's the second annual because they did it last year.
Yes.
And it went pretty well last year, right?
Yeah. It was. I mean, I was able to get donations from Bill Nye, Little Bub, Yaya Han, and Loot Crate. I don't know if you guys know Loot Crate. So they had
The
donated.
only one I
a bunch of
knew was Bill Nye.
stuff.
Wait, that's a science guy?
Yeah.
You know him?
Yeah.
Doesn't surprise me. You guys do a lot of Comic-Cons, right? You kind of bounce around and go to New York City and whatnot.
Yep.
What's the experience like?
It's life changing.
Is it?
Yeah, and the real world never feels the same again.
Yeah.
So
It's kind of like
it's worth
coming back from like a festival. Like you never want to go back to the real
Yeah.
world. And it takes a little while to acclimate back to the real world. I hear you. I know how that goes. What's it called? Like post-traumatic. It's not post-traumatic, but postpartum.
That's how it is in like my furry retreats.
we call it con crud. So like, days or even just a couple weeks after everyone that has gone to the convention tends to get like depressed because they're back to the real world. So
Yeah, it happens. That's a true story. Postpartum is no joke.
Now, do you go all dressed up?
yes, absolutely.
What's your
And,
go-to costume?
It was Star-Lord or Star Lady for a while, but it's the least recognizable. So
Okay,
I mean,
good, because who is Star Lady?
Well,
Explain to this old person that.
I could go into a lot of details. So it's my play. It's a gender bender on Star Lord, but there is like a Star Lady who comes into the later comics who a lot of people aren't familiar with. So.
All right, and who's your husband's go-to?
Iron Man, Tony Stark.
He's an Iron Man
Yeah,
guy.
like the half-built version when he was just like prototyping.
Well, he's half his size too.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I think Robert Downey's short.
Is he?
Is he?
Yeah, I think he is. I've seen pictures.
Do you know some of the people that are coming in to Comic-Con or We Need a HeroCon this weekend?
I'm not too familiar, and I haven't had a chance. Usually I do like back research because at other conventions I don't know everybody either. And then I realized, I'm like, holy crap, that's that person, So I got a little bit of research to check them out. So I'm excited though.
It's going to be a fun weekend. And it's cool that Utica's finally catching on to this. I know this is the second annual, but this stuff has been going on throughout the country for years and years and years. When was the first time you went to a Comic-Con?
Oh, gosh. Well, I'd always wanted to go, but I never had anyone to go with. I'd say maybe when Mike and I first started dating, so 2 years in, so almost 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, which seems way too late in my life.
So it's like happiness and nerd heaven. Like you guys got
everything. It really. I mean, like there's even wrestlers, there's musicians, there's everything you can imagine there. Artists. Am I allowed to go live on my phone?
Yeah, absolutely. And if you could too, share our video as well. So we got the live feed going on Facebook.
The only thing is you just might want to turn down the volume.
Oh yes.
Yes, turn down the volume. That's So what time does that all begin on Saturday?
I believe it's 10 to 8.
Should we just wait until he gets here and ask him all the questions? You kind of just got roped into this, huh?
I did. I wanted to wait till next year for me and him to actually really get deeply involved.
No, I mean roped into this today.
Oh, yeah, I did. But I mean, it was kind of my idea. I'm like, Mike, you can't do that alone. Like, I'm the one that brought you to your first convention. You know, you wouldn't know anything about this stuff without me.
Yeah, Mike.
And you wouldn't have the helmet if it wasn't for me.
Next time we got to get him and Rock in here to play.
Yeah.
I think that would be great. The other guys, they like to call themselves. The other guys, and it's half of Soundbarrier. They're still doing the Soundbarrier thing, right?
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
They have. Oh, I lost track of their shows because it's been like almost 10 years of seeing them, so I just stopped keeping track.
Right.
They have a show coming up maybe in a couple weeks.
We'll talk to him about
No, you
stuff.
used to do a lot of the ring girl stuff.
Yep,
Like,
I still do.
You still do that?
Yep.
Oh yeah, wasn't there a fight this past weekend or 2 weeks ago or something like that recently?
It depends on the fight, who's running it. So I work strictly with my modeling through the Turning Stone Casino.
Okay.
And a lot of the boxing events have their own models, and when they don't, we are their go-to.
Okay. So you're like on the on-call list or something, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it never used to be like that, but I guess contracts may have changed with the professional boxing, and we don't do any of the UFC.
I was just
going
going
to
to
ask that.
Yeah, me too.
I want to. I'd love to.
That'd be
but
pretty cool.
That's coming up pretty soon. Like in June, they're doing a UFC fight at the. I can't get used to calling it the Adirondack Bank Center, but I'm going to call it the Adirondack Bank Center.
It sounds so much better than the Odd.
Yeah,
But-
the Utica Odd, right?
But,
Yeah,
you know,
you're right.
I was walking through the casino, and I like waved to Missy, and I'm like, man, she didn't wave back. And I realized it was a cardboard cutout.
Yeah, I wasn't
Get
expecting
a
that.
selfie with it.
We did like a photo shoot for that. That was last minute. I remember I was at work and they asked us to come in. Luckily, I was able to get out and we get there and we're on stage doing a photo shoot, but I didn't know it was going to be cardboard cutouts. So people started sending me pictures and they're not even cardboard. They're solid wood. So that's crazy. Yeah. And the only reason I know that is my friend's little brother kidnapped one of mine, and he had to break it in half and hide it in his car, and she found me in her basement.
What was he doing with it?
I had a little one of those garters on my leg in it somehow. I don't know.
So
how he
now you just
You probably sold it to Phil Farda.
Well, you just filled in the story of what Moyer was talking about Mike having girls in his cellar.
Oh my God.
Moyer mentioned that yesterday
Oh my
on
God.
yesterday's podcast. He goes, "Hey, when you have Mike Peak on, ask him why he has girls tied up in his basement right now."
Yeah, oh my God.
So there you go. That's the reason why, because it's your cardboard cutout. Do you get to So you do get to keep that?
No.
No?
No, I want it so bad. Now it's like they put it in gas stations and everything, which is cool and surreal, but I want my own.
Right.
I mean,
Everybody else
It's
gets
you.
one, right?
yeah.
Can you get a fat head? You know those big fat heads you stick to the
right.
wall? You ever see those? Like they have the pro athletes.
I had an
and stuff.
Urlacher one, yeah.
Do you?
I don't know. It's not like when people have like signs is like with a big head, right?
No.
No,
It's
it
a
just sticks to the
full
wall.
length. And it sticks to the wall. It's a sticker. They
That'd
call
be
them
cool.
fat heads.
It's
No, I
like,
don't have one.
proportionate, to your actual size and everything.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, exactly. It's depicted in. Yeah, those are huge. The guy from the Cleveland Cavs, the owner of the Cavs, Dan, whatever his name is, he invented that. That's his
Oh, really?
company. Yeah.
It sounds familiar.
We'll get the Missy Peak fat head. The big one. It'll be giant. We'll put it on the wall over here. We'll put it right behind us every day. Is there any fights coming up at the Turning Stone anytime soon? I love how she's drinking right out of the bottle.
Yeah.
You know you're from Utica, Win.
And my coworker made this for me too.
Let's see. What are you drinking? What kind of wine?
It's Bombay Cat Merlot. It's by my friend's company called Crazy Cat Lady, and it's a dude. So dude and his wife.
I like when before she opened it, she poured a little out. She told all my homies.
She did?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I hope that's okay.
That's fine. As long as it's for the homies. And she's swigging it out of the bottle. I want to put it in a paper bag for her. really get OG on her over here. Nice. Mike's on his way, though, right? He's going to pop
Yeah.
in. He said he
Are you already
couldn't get
bored of
around.
me?
No, God, no. Actually, I want to lock the door so he can't come in.
I'm trying to figure this out. Okay, here we go.
What are you trying to figure out?
Wait, I think I did it.
Gary almost is checking in. He says, I took a picture of that cutout from the casino years ago
my dad.
and get it blown up. So that's cool. You got a huge, it's all blown up and stuff.
Gosh.
And you look fine, Missy.
I wanted to try to get you guys in it, but I don't know if there's.
Are we on Snap? Are we snapping right here?
No, Facebook Live.
Facebook Live.
Yeah.
Hi, Facebook Live.
We're dual live.
It's dual. It's like dual pianos right now.
I would just tap it and put it on you instead of turning it around.
Yep. Hi. How are you? Good to see you. EC Radio. We're sitting here with Missy Peak. We're talking about We Need a Hero Con. It's happening this week at the Children's Museum, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Or no. Actually, it's going to be at Union Station.
Oh, Union
this year.
Station.
We needed a bigger venue.
Oh, good.
Oh, yeah. I have a couple friends from out of state watching. They're my con friends.
Hi, con friends. Check us out on Disruption Network. We're here daily, 3 o'clock. EC Radio. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm on the radio, guys.
So it's happening at Union Station, right there, like in the hallways, and
I'm assuming so. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yep,
Well,
and
that's
it's gonna be pretty cool.
giant space.
Imagine if you're coming for a bus ride, you'd be like, "What the?"
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Coming off the train and seeing all that.
And I bet you there will be some furries there too.
Some furries.
Yeah.
You just piqued his interest. There he goes. He's gonna get that bear costume out tonight.
Z just takes his shirt off.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. I'm Fozzie Bear.
The hedgehog.
Hedgehog. Yeah, that's me.
My friends from out of state said hi, radio friends, and Jose Lopez says hey.
Hey,
Jose
Jose.
Lopez.
We love Showtime. Much respect
can't
out to
zoom.
the show. Showtime is
it
one of those bands
Can you
that
guys
just
hear
can.
them
Is it JC Slater?
JC, no.
Yeah, that's
Oh, there's Mario Lopez,
That's
right?
mine,
Mario.
guys. Yes, I'm drinking wine.
It's but Showtime, kick-ass band. Go support those guys, as well as Soundbarrier. There's so many great bands out there. Who are some of the bands you support in town, Missy? I know you go out and watch music.
Well, my husband's band,
Of course.
and I like the Old Main a lot. They're my
Yeah.
style. So other than that, obviously Showtime and Classified and everyone who's part of the music family out here.
Yeah.
So.
I'm glad you put it that way.
Very
It is
political answer, but good.
Yeah, it's true though.
Musical family. Like, that's
Yeah.
well put.
Yep.
And
well
if you know
put.
them, you enjoy it even more. So.
Right on. The Old Main, though. I love those guys. We have
Yeah.
them come in often and had them a couple weeks ago, and they played live, and they kick ass, you know?
I just learned about them only a couple months ago, and I was
Yeah.
extremely excited because that's the kind of style of music I like, and I don't really know of anyone else that plays that kind of music. So.
Yeah. Yeah, they're out there doing it and doing
Yep.
it at a high level, and they're busy, and you can catch them anywhere. They're playing all over the place. So make sure you go out there. I highly support Old Main, and it's theoldmainmusic.com. So there's where you can check
They're
them
at
out
Mudfest,
on
right?
the internet. Yeah, they'll be at Mudfest. In fact, they're going to be at the Barden Mudfest April 14th, MKJ Farm. They're playing at the finish line. So once you're done crossing over Paul Bunyan's Canyon, have you ever been to Mudfest before?
No.
You got to come out. It's a lot
Yeah?
of fun. When you're crossing over Paul Bunyan's Canyon and you're trying to get across the water and stuff like that, and you get to the finish line, you'll see Old Main out there rocking out.
Really?
So just follow the music.
Just follow the music. A lot of good bands playing this year. So the Barden Mudfest, MKJ Farm on April 14th. But right now we're talking We Need a Hero Con. I'm going to go check this out. So it's just Saturday, Missy?
Yes, it's just Saturday.
Okay. So, and what time does it start?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
Yes. And there's going to be vendors, there's going to be food, there's going to be music, artists. There's also going to be a cosplay/costume contest. We have some insane prizes. One we are just announcing, which is a free night stay at Doubletree Inn/Hotel Utica. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
What were some of the best costumes you've seen from last year?
gosh, well, I guess considering it's family friendly, a lot of the originals, so like Superman, Batman was definitely my favorite, and Wonder Woman. It's really exciting to see them and see the kids get excited about that. So, and they're from Syracuse, I believe. This is a group that goes to hospitals for children. So, and their Batman will be here this year too.
Oh, right on. Right on. Hey, there he is. When they do these costume contests, what are the categories they're looking for?
It could be most it depends on the Comic-Con. It could be most creative. It could be most elaborate. Yeah, it could be age groups. Can you think of any categories?
Well, I actually didn't catch any of that. I'm sorry.
What
There's just
Mike,
way too many red lights in this city.
Yeah, there are, dude.
Mike is joining us right now.
Hey, everybody. How are you?
Good to see you, man. You're looking good these days.
Thanks. Good.
Looking
Appreciate it. I haven't seen you in forever, Z.
We saw each other at the Stanley. Was it Riggy Fest?
That was over a month ago, too, wasn't it?
Was it a month ago?
The time goes too quickly.
It does, man. It does. And
You didn't have to get dressed up to come in.
I just came straight from the day job. You know how it is.
he had to go see his lawyer.
But, there was a little bit. I was actually listening the whole way here.
Yeah,
Little-
is Fred Peak your dad? Because he's
Yeah.
telling you to get off your phone and drive.
I was every time I messaged, I was at a red light.
That's awesome
So,
fatherly advice.
It is.
There's the Millennium Falcon right there. Here, can you show it up to the cameras? Camera's right there, actually. If you could
I thought I saw that.
post that up right over there. Yeah, that's the Millennium Falcon. It's Han Solo in there.
Let's see. Maybe
Not
I might-
anymore.
Okay, so I have a.
What a boner Masucci has right
I know,
now.
right? Todd, too.
I have OCD about bringing anything out and how I store stuff. So actually, I believe all the action figures I put in like storage.
Yeah,
I'm afraid of someone breaking into my car or jumping me for the stuff.
yeah, I don't. Yeah.
It would probably be Todd or Masucci.
Yeah, Masucci's saying, boom, there it is. Yeah, the Millennium Falcon right there.
He's like,
yeah.
I got 4.
Yeah. I got the very first one that ever came out.
You got the
Anyways.
limited edition gold?
Are you guys into collectibles? Do you collect a lot of toys?
Definitely.
and-
We
yeah?
have an entire room in our house that would have been the garage, but the previous owners turned into like this big room with a vaulted ceiling. So we have essentially just made that the geek den, and it's filled floor to ceiling, wall to wall with everything we have. So
Yes.
it's
I got him into the collecting
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
It's like the best gift. He never used to. He never used to collect. And
to some degree. I had stuff. It's just I didn't really like flaunt it
Yeah.
the way I do now.
They started bringing back everything they made from our childhood to. They started remaking it like metal style. People who grew up with it, they were remaking them for us adults again. I don't know if that makes
You're
sense.
talking
A
like lunch
nostalgia
pails and stuff
factor.
like that?
A
So
nostalgia
like
factor.
you had a sword when you were a kid. Now they remade it for you as an adult. So-
gotcha.
Yeah, they're basically targeting our generation's kids. You know, it's like
Yeah.
you know the little kid's not going to see it and think anything of it, but 30-something-year-old sees the original Megazord playset and it's like, yeah, I want to play with that too. So
Do you do any like G.I. Joe and stuff like that, too? Or no?
never really got into G.I. Joe. No.
What aggravates me, and it's cool though, because technology and everything. But when I was a kid, a lightsaber was this stupid little plastic thing, and went out and it barely made a sound. But now you can get an actual
real ones that
you
actually
get
go up
LED
and down.
laser. It's got neon. It's it makes the noise. I mean, it's so cool. That and then the WWE belts. And I would kill
Those were cool.
anybody to have a WWE belt or WWF when I was growing up. A belt. Back in my day when I was a kid, I would have loved that. And now you could just buy them in the store.
You should do it. It's extremely satisfying, and who cares how lame you look? Because I wouldn't think it's.
I would
don't
be
know,
walking
I
the
know.
streets with that thing
Yeah.
over the shoulder like I was Razor Ramon and shit.
Like how he is with the helmet. I wake up and he's wearing that helmet or a dinosaur inflatable costume just randomly.
I can imagine the role playing that goes on in the
No.
Peak household.
My parents said I could be anything I wanted when I grew up. I wanted to be a Power Ranger, so
But now he has to get me my Yellow Ranger helmet.
Yeah.
That was the agreement when we first started dating. So
but, I
Did you
might
get it?
he
Not
owes
yet.
it to me. He didn't think he was ever going to get that.
I
ever,
didn't know I was going
ever.
to get that. No, now I have to buy the rest of the suit.
No, you got to buy my helmet first.
Yeah, fair enough. Your birthday's coming up.
I feel like you guys should go to Vegas and hang out on Fremont Street and just get pictures taken with everybody because there's so many characters that are down there on Fremont. Have you been to Fremont Street
No,
on Vegas?
but you'd be surprised.
I
You go
do
to
it.
you go to like
Yeah.
Comic-Con or Dragon Con or anything, and if you dress up well enough, you probably can't really make much forward movement because everybody wants to stop you and take a picture.
Yeah.
So you become an attraction either way. But it's those kinds of things are just so much fun to see.
I think it'd be better if they're just walking down Bleecker Street.
Right. Down James Street. Walk
do
down
that.
James Street dressed like a Power Ranger. Let me see how many beeps you get. We'll do like a honker poll.
Yeah.
And we'll do like an
Interesting
over-under on how
situation.
many beeps you get throughout the day dressed like a Power Ranger for walking down James Street for about an hour.
I did
challenge.
something weird like that almost 10 years ago. It was a
Oh,
bikini
right.
challenge, and I had. It's gonna sound really bad at this point. I had to stand out on the corner and see how many honks I could get in the freezing
Yeah, it
cold
was
in
in
a
the middle
bikini.
of winter, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Was
and
that for Bill Keeler?
It was.
yeah.
I was going to say, I had to
I
do
thought
that.
you looked familiar.
That's how I got my ring girl thing, though. They recognized me on that, asked me to compete in a bikini competition,
Oh,
and
so
then
it
went
worked
from
out
there.
perfect.
Yeah, so
You
kind
parlayed that.
I had to sit out in the corner with wear nothing but a apron.
of really
Literally nothing but an apron. So I was-
locally.
oh, yeah. It was in front
Yeah.
of Clifford Fuel on
And
Commercial Drive.
350 pounds more, too.
Yeah, I was a lot fatter then, but
How long ago was that?
oh, it was probably 15, 20, almost 20 years ago now.
More
Yeah.
than a bit awkward, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, and remember Carl's and Corrigan, the
Yeah.
So a bunch of guys were out there, like, you know, oh, you're not doing it for real. Like, he's wearing shorts, and I turn around bare ass. And, of course, you're right on a 2-lane highway, so you hear all these cars honking horn and everything.
Yeah, honking at your ass.
I think we raised like $500 that day.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
Yours was obviously for a better cause than what mine was.
What was your cause?
Yeah, but yours turned out better.
It was to help me win money because I was unemployed.
If I could interrupt for a second,
There was
I'm
no
gonna
GoFundMe back then, right?
No, there wasn't.
I'm gonna do a quick plug here, actually, because
go ahead.
we're talking about fundraising and whatnot. That the con this weekend, I don't know if Missy mentioned it, is a fundraiser.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, the whole purpose. It's not a for-profit con. It's actually to raise funds for the Utica Zoo, the CMY Veterans Outreach Center, and the annual Christmas on Main Street event at the train station.
Awesome.
So all the proceeds that we make from every aspect of this con are being donated.
Very cool.
So that's kind of a big deal.
Very big deal. Very big
Yeah.
deal. Well, we were talking earlier. Give me some of the list of like B-list celebrities, right?
I
Isn't there,
actually
like, a
do
B-list celebrity?
have a list out in front of me. So we're obviously still small. It's only year 2. And
Totally.
you said earlier it was called the We Need a Hero
Well,
Con.
last
That was
year-
actually last year. Yeah.
And last year was great. It was pretty.
It
good.
was,
You
it
had-
was.
You had some
Um,
good people coming down.
so-
guy from Clerks and whatnot.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
So we
he's
learned
awesome.
from
Ryan.
last year what we needed to do and what wasn't going to work. So switched over to the train station, kind of revamped the way our organizational board. I mean, Utica Events is involved with it now. So it's members of people at City Hall and some other groups. So it's
good.
what we did was we got this really large group together. I mean, we got first of all, I should say Mark Santa Maria been pretty big in putting this together. Gene Allen at City Hall, Jack Spaeth. We've got Jessica and James Manson. Lot of effort. Tony Santa Maria putting this together all on the internet. So all these people came together and reached out to as many of these types of vendors, celebrities, whatever we could get our hands on, pretty much on such short notice. We've got like pro wrestler Ben Hammond's going to be there.
Ben Hameen, that's
Yeah,
my
Hameen,
boy.
Hameen, I pronounced it wrong. I'm
the
sorry.
only true sardine out there.
$5 face
He
slap.
gave me
Is
a
he doing-
$5 face slap.
Is he doing $5 face slaps for charity?
We should do
should
that.
do
We'll set
that.
up a booth for that. Just we'll get like a safety mat or something.
There you go.
Ben's our boy.
Yeah,
we
safety
got
mat.
some artists who've done work for Image Comics, Dark Horse, Marvel. Let's see, example. We've got Dennis Webster who does the Ghost Hunter stuff. He's written a book about haunted Utica, haunted Mohawk Valley, stuff like that. We've got podcasts locally and regionally. The Roost, Fanboys Radio, the Hangin' With web show.
Cool.
Let's see. We've also got a lot of illustrators, artists, different types of vendors that are anything from like geek clothes to headwear, jewelry.
A cosplayer
yeah.
coming from all the way from Rochester.
Yeah, who's gonna help be a judge?
She's one of our judges. Yeah.
Yeah, Hillary is gonna be. She's coming in from Rochester.
Yep.
So.
Nice. You got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it starts at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And 10 to 6.
10 to 8 p.m.
10 to 8 p.m. Oh, good.
Yeah.
So extended time.
So we've got a Facebook page. First, it's actually all over the place. We've got a Facebook event called the HeroCon 2, The Wrath of Khan. If you look for that, you'll find it.
Nice.
We've also got a page for it through Utica Events, and then an actual website, uticaevents.org, where we can find all this information. We have all our schedules, all of our vendors, all the details of our competitions. I think this is going to be an awesome event for the area, and obviously the goal would be to make this bigger.
Yeah.
So we'll see if we can get some bigger
And I think
even
you're
more
on your way, you know
sponsors.
what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I want to try to bring in
Absolutely.
some talent like from New York. We got some friends down there that could probably make that happen. So,
Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I
only
mean, you
got
got to start somewhere, man. Like,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's only going to get bigger.
So yeah.
that's what I tell
Good. I'm
everybody.
glad you guys are doing it.
Me
You know,
too.
it's a good thing, and it's something that should have been happening for a long time. But it's
It
good that it's
is.
happening now. Fred Peak is saying you need Rainbow in his saxophone.
He'll probably show up. He always
Yeah.
does.
Right. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, buddy.
People probably think he's like a character.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
at this
I would-
point,
Oh,
he
he
almost
is.
is. Yeah.
I'd love to see a cosplayer go as Rainbow.
would be
Well,
great.
one year for
If-
Halloween, I dressed up as Rainbow.
What?
For Halloween, yeah.
All right, I got to see pictures of that.
They're around. You can
All right,
check
I'm gonna
the
have to
book.
hunt
The
it down.
The EC days are around there somewhere, but
we do want to encourage. There is going to be a costume/cosplay contest around 5:15.
Yeah.
Pre-sign up. Like I said earlier, there's going to be some pretty insane prizes. These are for adults and children as well. So please dress up. I don't care if you're a made-up character of your own. Be creative, have fun. Who cares? Just be you.
Yeah, seriously, this culture is in now. I mean, geek culture is
Doesn't
celebrated.
even matter if it's in.
The
just
whole
do
reason
it.
I hid my collectibles and stuff like in high school was because I was afraid I couldn't get a attractive girlfriend. Turns out it actually kind of goes the other way now. So
See, there you go.
yeah,
Well, it's like what's out is in now. You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like,
So
Which is cool. I mean, I'm so excited. All the things I liked as a kid, you couldn't find shirts, you couldn't find anything, and now it's everywhere.
Everywhere.
Even though I can't really wear the shirts that are made for kids and stuff, but it's
well,
so
she
cool.
still has a T-ball T-shirt that she fits into, and she wears it sometimes.
Moose Club.
what do you think like got everybody back into where it's like these Comic-Con type things, like where it's like acceptable to embrace that kind of stuff again? Like, what was the?
I think the culture just started to change. I mean,
Well-
people got more accepting of things that weren't the norm.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to figure like a lot of society was like really structured and rigid. I mean, people are able to be who they are a lot more easily now than they used to be. And
Probably like the internet too, where everybody. Can
oh
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that changed everything.
That's how I learned how to make costumes. And I also think I feel like everyone ran out of ideas of creativity as we got older. That's why we keep remaking all these movies and video games and everything now. So I feel like we're realizing, or people who may have been older or younger are realizing how awesome the stuff was back then. So they're bringing it back, and everyone's just in love with it all.
Now, is the rivalry still there between the Star Trek and Star Wars guys?
Oh,
Or
it'll
did they
always be
finally
there.
squash that beef or what?
It'll
I
always be
haven't
there.
Not
seen
the
it.
Bloods and the Crips chicken.
Well, they're pretty damn close in the nerd world.
I haven't seen it in person, but I've never seen somebody who likes Star Trek also dress up as someone from Star Wars. So
Oh, they pick a side and they just go with it.
yeah.
I was more of a Trekkie.
Yeah.
What's your go-to costume this weekend, Mike?
This week, all right. So I have to be functional.
Okay.
So I mean, I had to rule out all my favorites.
Okay.
I couldn't put the giant Kirby costume on because you can't have like a 3-foot sphere walking around and still working a job. Couldn't do all. Hey, Jose. I couldn't do like the Iron Man that she was talking about. It just makes it too difficult to move around. Probably just gonna stick with a simple Indiana Jones, just because
There
I
you
can.
go.
I can still carry a clipboard and.
And you
organize.
could crack the whip.
If I have to, she's got to repaint it. I think she stole it and painted it to be Wonder Woman at
I
one
was
point.
gonna do a
and,
bikini Wonder Woman, and that didn't go zero.
It's like, what'd you do to my whip? It's gold now. Okay, I'll figure it out.
No Laura Croft is. The
I've already done
She
that.
did that,
That
yeah.
actually might be okay. So I'm doing a family-friendly costume that's recognizable during the day, which is Supergirl. It's nothing elaborate, but it's gonna be fun. The kids will know who I am, so I look forward to seeing them. But for judging, Laura Croft is on top of the list of who to be.
I see they got a new Laura Croft coming out too.
Yeah, and it actually did come out. I do want to see it. I didn't hear good things, but I'm still gonna see it. Ready Player One also came out, which is supposed to be
that.
amazing. So
All this is over my
I-
head.
So you're more of a Jolie Croft type fan?
yes, absolutely. The old one I used to play her on the computer. I used to play the game on the computer way back in the day. So but I do need advice as new costumes. Like I need new ones that not everyone has already done a million times. You know,
Right.
I already did Lara Croft, so did everyone else. I did Princess Leia, so did everyone else.
Game of Thrones.
It's trust me, it's
Yeah.
very done.
I'm sure. It's
If you
probably
go
overplayed
at Dragon
now.
Con, we probably saw, I don't know,
A million
50, 60
Khaleesi's.
Daenerys.
They did look awesome though, but I mean,
Uh,
I'm also way too tall to be Daenerys, so.
Right on.
Actually, can I throw something in? Because I know
Yeah,
we're
we
kind
got
of
real quick 'cause I
running
want
out
you
of
to
time.
plug the band too.
Yeah. So I just wanted to throw a few things out in case anybody's interested in some of the really cool stuff to see. We're actually going to have sword fighting demos from the Adrian Empire group. We've got, as I said, the pro wrestling Q&A, but we're going to have a live action role play, a LARP demo. So they're actually going to like get into a real character and like fight and stuff. We've got, let's see. Really cool. If anybody's familiar with the Central New York's Captain Jack, if they've seen him around anywhere,
Oh, I know.
he's going to be there in and out. He's got a film, a music video with the band Wicked, but he's going to be here before and after for a bit. But really cool. The full-size R2-D2 animatronic that was at our wedding is going to be there. and
Movie
a
quality
stormtrooper. Yeah.
501st.
This
So
guy
501st
built it.
means he's approved. He's 100% movie quality.
Yeah.
Number 5's alive.
He built it himself, and this thing, it showed up at our wedding and stunned us.
Why
we had
are
no
we
idea
out
it was
of time?
coming.
I want to talk to you guys. I need
Oh,
another
no.
3 hours to talk to you guys.
Well, tell you what, we'll do this again.
Yes,
we'll
can
we'll
we
bring
do this
more
soon?
geek stuff with us,
All right.
and we'll talk about the band and all
Can
that
we-
because honestly, everyone knows who I am from the band and stuff. This is a different aspect we wanted to talk about.
Absolutely.
So-
Plug it one more time. It's coming up this Saturday.
Yeah, so it's called the Hero Con 2 Wrath of Khan. It's Saturday from 10 to 8 p.m. at the Union Station, downtown Utica.
Dress
And,
up. Dress
yeah,
up.
it is a fundraiser, but we are putting we're pulling all the stops out to make sure this is a fantastic event for Utica.
Awesome. Good,
Jurassic
man.
Park gates will be there.
Oh yeah.
Again, a family-friendly event that in this area. Like I said,
area.
perfect time of the year to do it. I mean, it's rainy,
Yeah,
it's kind of nice, but you want to
exactly.
get out of the house.
Plus, go out, and if you're going to check out the Facebook page and whatnot, check out our sponsors. They're doing a fantastic job helping us through this. So.
Very cool. Well, I wish you so much luck and kick ass this weekend. I'm sure it's going to be great.
Thanks, Z.
I'm
Thanks,
sure it's
Mike.
going to be
Appreciate
great.
that.
Yes, thank you,
And
guys.
please, can you guys both come back because we didn't even scratch.
You
the
tell me
surface.
when, and we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
So.
Let's make it happen. Maybe you and Rock could come in and play some songs too.
I will do that too.
Yeah.
If you give me enough notice, I'll bring food in. I'm telling you.
Oh wow, we gotta get this ready.
Seriously.
That just sealed the deal.
What are you doing Monday?
Day after Easter leftovers.
Oh yeah, we'll have a whole bunch of ham left over. Thank you so much. I want to remind everybody you can listen to this podcast and previous podcasts of VC Radio and all the cool content we have on disruptionnetwork.net. Also, if you need legal help quick, you better call Nick Pasalacqua and his team of associates at Pasalacqua and Associates, 315-500-NICK, cnytriallaw.com. And when it comes to buying a home in the Mohawk Valley, you got to have faith. Coldwell Banker Faith Properties. Call them 315-735-2222 for commercial and residential property listings. Log on to centralnyhomes.com and stop down to Steve Ponte Volkswagen and see why it's easy to do business with Steve Ponte Volkswagen at 5046 Commercial Drive in Yorkville. StevePonteVolkswagen.net. Next week, we got not much going on, actually. I don't know what's going on, but I do want to remind everybody tomorrow we're going to be at the Mohawk Valley Winery. 4 o'clock, we'll be there for happy hour. Part of our documentary fundraiser that we're doing on plant medicine and the iboga root and the iboga plant. So come on down, get educated, and see why this wonderful plant is actually curing people of PTSDs, depression, anxiety, addiction, and so much more. We could go on and on and on. And if you want more education, please stop out Mohawk Valley Winery, 706 Varick Street in the brewery district of Utica. Come hang out with us tomorrow from 4 to 7.
So you're not going to ask him about the prisoners in his basement?
Oh, it's very quick, okay?
All right, yeah,
it started because Tim Moyer seems to accept friend requests from every person ever, even if they're clearly fake. They're bots, So after, seeing, a couple hundred of these people, it's like, Tim, they're not real. And he's like, I know that. I just do it for fun. So now I was building my bathroom, and I was doing all the tiling, but it was just the cement board. So it looked like a prison cell. And Tim's like, perfect. We're going to store all the prisoners there. And I was like, this is a thing now.
Oh, my God. There you have it.
I did forget to mention, there's a lot of live music on Saturday. Okay, good. You got it all? All right, thanks.
Who's playing?
John Keller, with the Jukebox Gypsies are playing. We've got Darling and Dapper, that's me and Nikki. We've got Jerry D and the Dove Tones. Rocky Graziano is going to do a solo bit.
Who?
Yeah, that guy. Gary Johnson is going to do a set for us, which is awesome to be able to get him.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah.
Absolutely.
And let's see. I think that's everybody. Oh, Bob Plunkett. Do not want to forget Bob. He's
I
actually
love
really.
Bob.
He does so much cool stuff
This
with
guy in the tattoo reminds me
yeah.
of Bob.
And his
Like
big,
the Hobbit.
big giant beard. Like he walks in, you don't think he's a musician, but damn, he's good.
He can wail. Absolutely. Great, guys. Thank you so much. Missy, Mike, please come back.
Thank
We
you.
got to do this again and talk about the prisoners in your basement. We will see you on Monday.
D-line at 6.
D-line at 6. See ya.
You know what the hell you're listening to? It's EC Radio.
We are a generation of lost masculinity, and we got to start getting it back. No matter if you're straight or gay, no matter if you stick it in the front or you stick it in the rear. For the love of our sons, we've got to stick it in there like a man.
Hey, it's Adeline Van Dyke from Coldwell Banker Faith Properties in Utica. I always get asked, why do I love real estate? It's very simple. I love my clients. I love every single thing about helping them find or sell their home. Making sure the home is solid and ready for sale or solid and ready for the buyer's inspection. To making sure that they're getting the best rate on their mortgage. Making sure they're getting the best price on their house. Just everything involved in the sale is vital. My absolute favorite part of real estate is when a buyer walks into the house they're going to buy. I can feel it before they even know they're loving the house. It's just that obvious. So I'd love to experience that feeling with you. So give me a call. Adeline Van Dyke, Coldwell Banker Faith Properties, 315-404-6431. Or you can find me on Facebook or visit my website at centralnewyork.com/Adeline. Thank you, and I look forward to welcoming you home.
When it's your hard-earned money on the line that you are investing into a home, it makes sense to choose a proven professional to assist you in making one of the biggest investments you may ever make. Josh's dedication of over 20 years to the home construction industry allows him to bring knowledge and experience to your doorstep. That means you can feel confident and comfortable with his service to you. Past clients love his attention to detail and thorough written reports. By allowing Priceless Inspections to help you make a well-informed decision concerning your property, you will find that a quality inspection is priceless. Follow Priceless Inspections on Facebook or call 315-525-8725.
Hi, this is attorney Nick Passalacqua. The team of attorneys I have assembled at Passalacqua & Associates has been carefully hand-picked to include the best trial attorneys in the particular areas of the law that we practice. Have you been charged with DWI or any other crime? Members of our team include former assistant district attorneys, now fighting to protect your rights 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Have you or someone you love been seriously injured in a motor vehicle accident? Members of the team at Passalacqua & Associates include former insurance defense attorneys, now fighting to ensure that you get every penny you're entitled to. If you need legal help quick, don't waste your time or money calling anyone else. Remember, for legal help quick, you better call Nick and the team at Passalacqua & Associates. 315-500-NICK or 315-500-6425 or visit cnytriallaw.com today.
In the Mohawk Valley, for the best real estate service, you gotta have faith. Coldwell Banker Faith Properties, 315-735-2222 or www.centralnyhomes.com.